Yo, 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 this is Bernard, aka the Scarlet Spider,
And this is Samir, the King in Black.
and we are the Angry Blerds podcast.
Where the nerds are black and the nerds are angry.
All right, we are joined by the man whose memes get shared by everyone. From Charlemagne the God to Jesus Nice, Mero. I think I even saw Joe Budden share him once. I can't recall. Well, we got Chris.
He shared in the story.
Yeah, we got Chris from Critics of Culture. Let's give him a round of applause.
Woo!
Thank you guys for having me. I didn't know Desus from Desus and Mero share one though.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, you gotta if you can find it, you gotta send me it because I try to keep it like a collage or not a collage, but like a collection of public figures who shared my content. But I didn't know that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it and I'll send it to you. All right. So, first things first. What made you start the Critics of Culture page?
So, I got to give credit to T.K. Kirkland, the comedian.
T to the motherfucking K.
Yes, I'm a part of that whole T.K. Kirkland narrative that he put everyone on, and he was there for every major hip hop event. Like T.K. Kirkland's interviews with Vlad TV were so funny to me because of the comment section. And there would just be so much material and jokes in there. So I just started making memes based off those jokes. And going back to Charlemagne, I gotta give his homeboy credit. He has a homeboy named Wax.
I know Wax.
Yeah, he has
I know of Wax. I've never met him. I've never met him. Samir, quit looking at me like that.
He Wax, when I first started trying to network with Charlemagne, Wax said one of the ways I should do that is by creating a separate Instagram account, posting my content on that Instagram page and tagging Charlemagne, tagging him so he could see, the stuff that I was trying to do. At the time, I was trying to pitch an idea to Charlemagne. Okay. One of the ideas that I was pitching to him, I kind of made like a concept video, just that way he could see my idea versus me trying to say it. So I got like a few friends of mine to shoot some clips, and Wax was just like, yeah, post those clips on Instagram and tag Charlemagne, that way he can check them out. Granted, that idea never panned out or anything like that, but it did lead to me and Charlemagne having a rapport. Eventually, I just, I didn't even pay that second page that I made no mind until I started making the memes. Sorry if my story's too long.
No, you're good.
Yeah, once I started making those T.K. Kirkland memes, I decided to use the page that I initially was going to use to get Charlemagne to see my idea by tagging him as my meme page, which turned into Critics of Culture. So Critics of Culture is, I guess you could say, started from, T.K. Kirkland's content on Vlad TV and Wax giving me the idea to create a separate Instagram page to show Charlemagne my content. Because, he's always busy. He's not going to be able to respond to every email and look at everything I send him. So he thought this would be a good way for him to see it. And, that kind of, those small suggestions and me doing these, small little things had a snowball effect, because eventually I would send my memes that I made to Charlemagne. One day he was like, yo, put this instead. And I did what he said, sent it back to him. He posted it on his page, tagged me, and it gave me credit. And I got 5,000 followers like in 1 week.
So, was that the Ray J Bunny Eyes one?
Ray J Bunny Eyes? I don't even know that.
Remember the glasses, the flip down glasses?
No. That was whoever did that. That ended up being a GIF. So like whoever made that, they was ahead of me. The first meme he made, the first meme that he reposted, that was mine, that he tagged me in, because he was doing it. He was posting my content and not tagging me for a little while too. Mm-hmm. But the first one he did when he tagged me was it was Miley Cyrus. It was when Miley Cyrus did that. She did some type of photo where she was like posing and she was kind of like showing her ass a little bit. So
I think I know that
everybody
one.
was making fun of the picture online.
Yeah.
So I made a meme based off that. I can send it to you. It's old, but I sent it to Charlemagne, and like I said, he reposted it, and it gave me this influx of followers. So I went from like 300 followers on that second page, which is now Critics Culture, like I said, to like 5,000, and from there I just remained consistent. So from there, it went from Charlemagne reposting it, not Wax, the Bully and Beast podcast
Okay.
Instagram page reposted my stuff. TK Kirkland reposted my stuff. Hip Hop DX, because my content isn't just jokes. It's like I have like hip hop content, nerd related
Anime, yeah.
content, pop culture. So like I'm in different, I guess you could say, spaces as far as like the memes are concerned. But yeah, so all these big name platforms started reposting my stuff, and then because Charlemagne's consistently reposting my stuff, a lot of his followers are coming to my page and supporting me. So people like Kenya Barris, Elliot Wilson, because I ended up getting a Rap Radar podcast repost for one of my memes.
Oh
So
wow.
Ludacris's manager Shaka. So the biggest follower he gave me, more than likely this is the reason why he follows me, is Carl Jones, because I don't think if it wasn't for Charlemagne reposting my memes, I don't think I would have ever gotten connected with Carl Jones, because I believe Carl followed Charlemagne first, and then Carlo followed me off of the content that Charlemagne was tagging me in, that I made, that I sent to him.
Cool. Samir, do you know who Carl Jones is?
No.
Carl Jones is an executive producer on the Boondocks. He worked on Black Dynamite. He actually started his own animation company called Martian Blueberry.
Oh, what are they working on now?
They're working on a few shorts. They actually did a Jackie Robinson short a while back, and there was another short you actually DM'd us to vote for, which I did vote for. I can't remember what that one was about. I think that one was
Yeah,
about
that
baseball
was
as
the
well.
okay. So the Major League Baseball decided to merge the records of the Negro Leagues with their records, and they wanted to, I guess, make some content around it. So they decided to do these 3 short stories of Negro League baseball players, and Carl Jones Animation Studio, Martian Blueberry, did the animation for that project. It's called Undeniable Stories from the Negro Leagues. So yeah, that's that project. Yeah, Carl Jones, he's the producer on the Boondocks. He was the voice of Thugnificent.
Yep.
He's also the writer.
Oh, okay.
He also created Black Dynamite and a bunch of other different, Adult Swim. Like he did Freaknik the musical, Legend of Chamberlain Heights. He did the Jellies. So he's produced a lot of animated content. And then for season 3 of the last OG with Tracy Morgan, he was the showrunner. So he's had his hands in a lot of different animated projects and non-animated projects. But he started his own animation studio called Martian Blueberry, and I ended up, getting connected with them, and now I work for Martian Blueberry, helping, make content for their social media pages, and just bringing awareness to their animation studio. And yeah, there's a lot more to come. I just can't speak on it yet.
I get it, man. I get it. I have a follow up question as far as Wax. You have listened to Brilliant Idiots before, right?
Oh yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Charlemagne, Brilliant Idiots. I was just to give you some context. I reached out to Charlemagne because I had some ideas that I came up with. I live in Virginia, by the way, so it's
Okay.
like
We're both in Florida. That crazy state.
I met Charlemagne on a leap of faith. I was, like I said, I started coming up with these dope ideas, and I said I want to either pitch this to Charlemagne or Joe Budden. So when I first saw Charlemagne, I didn't necessarily know how to approach him. I was kind of nervous. It was my first time, so I kind of just like waited. Like I was like, I'll just holler at him later. I didn't know when later was. I just kind of waited. I'm waiting because Joe Budden was having an event later that day. So as I'm waiting for Joe Budden's event to start, I see on my phone that they're having a meet and greet at the Foot Locker in Manhattan, because I like I said, I took a trip up to New York to meet Charlemagne. Like I just went on the Greyhound like randomly. So I saw that they was having a meet and greet. Him and Damon John from Shark Tank, founder of Fubu. So he was having some type of Fubu promo run, and Charlemagne was gonna be there. So I went over there, and that's when I first met Charlemagne. I was like, "Yo, my name's Chris. I want to write for you. I want to create content for you," and that's how me and him got connected. And like I said, I was trying to pitch to him an idea I had in mind. I was also trying to pitch an idea to Joe Budden because they at that time they was kind of both in their creative lanes, and I could tell Charlemagne was venturing off into other things outside of radio.
Yeah,
So
this was old face Charlemagne, right? When he had Charlemagne and Friends.
I don't. I'll send you a picture and I'll let you decide whether that's the old face or the new face.
Okay.
But I met Joe, but he really didn't seem like he was in the mood to network, so I kind of just gave him dap and kept it moving. So I didn't really get a chance to chop it up with Joe Budden. But
it's Joe. He's the grumpiest man in the world.
Yeah. I was gonna shoot my shot, but like when you get a vibe from someone, you just don't. Yeah, so I didn't try it. But yeah, I was fans of Charlemagne as the Brilliant Idiots, and of him on the Breakfast Club. Like I said, I'm also a fan of Joe too. So like a lot of people in the hip hop media space, I was always just watching, as a fan. So that and I had my own ideas that I thought would be great for them as creatives, but as a fan, that's the reason why I reached out to Joe and Charlemagne. So yeah, to answer your question, I am a fan of Brilliant Idiots podcast.
Okay, so the reason I asked that is because, bro, you've heard the podcast. It's like, who on earth would think Wax would give good advice? This is a guy who would shit in his hand and put it in the toilet.
I think people sleep on Wax. Like
I know I've been on Bullying the Beast a few times. He actually does give sound advice. It's in his own weird way.
Gave me advice.
I'm still on the whole shit thing. Like where does that come from?
Yeah,
he said it on a podcast. It blew up like a few years ago. No pun intended.
Yeah, I think that was just a weird thing. I think everybody has kind of like a weird thing that they do, and I think that's just one of his weird thing. As to why he does it, I don't know, but that's just the weird thing that
I don't think maybe he don't want backsplash. Yeah, I hope not.
But I think at that time that was just a weird thing he used to do. But nah, Wax gave me, when I was first trying to network with them, I was going back and up to New York for about 6 months, January to June. And the last thing he said to me in person was, he says, "Yo, if you got a good bag of weed, but only you know it's good, then your weed's not that good." And what he was saying is that I have a really dope idea. I'm trying to pitch it to Charlemagne. I should try to pitch it to other people and put it out there. That way I can get some real momentum behind it, and then maybe have a little bit more leverage, and to the point where other people are interested in my idea, and I'm shopping it around, versus me just being this random kid from Virginia who wants to work with Charlemagne. That might not be enough incentive for him. But if he sees all these different companies over here interested in my idea and my content, that will probably give him more reason to want to invest in me. So I say all that to say is on the surface level, Wax might just seem like the bronze and no brains when it comes to, what you guys see on Brilliant Idiots and Bullying the Beast. But that man he's not dumb. He's not stupid. He's definitely intelligent, and he knows what he's talking about. But yeah, as far as those takes, I know Charlemagne has dumb takes on Brilliant Idiots. Andrew has dumb takes. Yeah. Like everyone on those types of podcasts.
That whole Batman shit he said a few weeks ago, that made me so mad. Talking about when was George Clooney Batman?
He doesn't like
you never saw Batman and Robin, my dude? I know he don't, but I'm like, come on, man. George Clooney was in the Batcave cooking up Casamigos.
Yeah, he always got something funny or negative to say about DC. Batman's my favorite character, so I'm always sending him, a lot of DC related content and going back and forth with him about comic book stuff. Like I told him Spider-Man No Way Home is the greatest Marvel movie ever. And that turned into a whole debate with me on the phone. That's the first time me and him talked on the phone, and was just debating with each other back and forth. It was funny, but that's my favorite movie. That's my favorite Marvel movie, and I feel like it was just the perfect Marvel movie. Like before that it was Infinity War, but after that
Yeah,
I can't think of any Marvel movie that made me feel that. And maybe this is me with nostalgia eyes because I grew up with Tobey Maguire.
Toby.
I remember when they did the recast with Andrew Garfield, and I'm 31 now, and Tom Holland is just finished. He just finished doing his third Spider-Man movie. So it's like I grew up with all three of these people in different areas of my adulthood and childhood. So
Yeah,
No Way Home, I'm not like this super big Spider-Man fan because my favorite superhero is Batman. So it has nothing to do with the character. It has more so to do, I guess, with the experience and everything that just comes with being a fan of the MCU and stuff. But
yeah,
I hate Multiverse of Madness. So it'll be stuff like that we'll argue about. He'll ask me why don't
okay.
down. He'll say things like, oh well, I hope Multiverse of Madness isn't going to be all full of cameos and all these other things, because if people are watching these movies for the cameos, then it's not a really good movie, which is exactly what ended up happening. If you notice, Multiverse of Madness didn't have the amount of cameos that people thought it was going to be. It was actually a lot less, but
Yeah, because people thought Monica Rambeau was Tom Cruise as Superior Iron Man. I'm like,
yeah,
really?
people
That
thought
don't look
people
nothing like
thought the
Tom Cruise.
old people thought the pre MCU Marvel characters was gonna be in Multiverse of Madness as well. But either
I
way,
think there's some middle ground there. I think cameos and good plot and writing can be,
right, right. That's what I'm
cohesive.
saying. I'm saying that the plot is good, then the cameos and would like encompass like everything to make it a great movie. Like it doesn't have to be a thing where it's just I guess
Fan
filler with no
service.
substance. Right, right. I
Essentially,
didn't
yeah, but
Right, and I felt like if Spider-Man was able to pull that off, then Doctor Strange Multiverse of
yeah.
Madness should be able to pull that off. But
No, I agree.
I can see where someone would think, "Oh, well, the only reason why the movie's good is because it had a bunch of cameos. The story sucked." But for me, Multiverse of Madness, the final cut, because apparently the movie was initially supposed to be 2 hours and 43 minutes. I
Yeah,
think that's the movie that I wanted. But what we saw,
Listen, I don't think there's such a thing as a movie that's too long. This movie that's edited poorly and has poor pacing. That's why the movie's good. 3 hours doesn't feel like 3 hours.
but the movie was 2 hours and 6 minutes, and it looked very rushed. And they confirmed that there was a lot of reshoots. A lot was going on with
yeah.
Multiverse of
Apparently, the
Madness
writers didn't
in
even get to watch
production.
WandaVision, so it's like they kind of had to.
They couldn't watch. They couldn't binge watch WandaVision real
They
quick.
didn't. No, they didn't get a chance to. I think they didn't get a chance to watch the finale. I can't remember what
I find
post
that
actually
super
said.
hard to believe. They couldn't just binge watch it real quick.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I
You got to
just know
remember, it was like right after the pandemic, so everything got fucked up. Because remember,
that's
even we
true.
talked about it. America Chavez was supposed to be in No Way Home, and she was supposed to be the one to
I
bring over
heard, yeah,
Peter and
That would have made
Tony
more sense.
my
instead of Ned
homeboy, my
learning magic.
homeboy told me that. My homeboy told me,
Yeah,
but like I said, I like No Way Home. I don't like Phase Four. Like that's another thing me and Charlamagne will debate about.
Phase Four is a hit or miss for us.
I think Spider-Man: No Way Home and Black Panther:
Listen,
Wakanda
even Phase Two had its stinkers.
were
I for
dope.
one don't like Iron Man 3. I'll say that all day
Bro,
long. I don't like that movie.
I had this debate the other day. True, but Infinity Saga will not be touched. I don't think the Multiverse Saga is going to be able to touch the Infinity
It
Saga.
doesn't have to.
Like, I mean, no, it doesn't have to, but I'm just saying, I think the peak of the MCU will be the Infinity Saga. So, like, yeah, there were movies in the first three phases of Marvel that weren't that great or weren't that good, but as an entirety, I think they had more W's than L's. And I
Yeah,
think as far as phase four, just the movies. I don't mean the Disney Plus shows. The Disney Plus shows are fine, but as far as the movies, them movies ain't hitting like they used to. And so far, what we got in phase five, starting off with Ant-Man 3 and Guardians of the Galaxy 3, they're not bad, but
Well,
they didn't
I
give
would
me the
argue Guardians was fire, in my opinion.
Ant Man could have
I
been
don't
better.
but I
Ant Man could have
never
been better.
Ant Man could have been better. I watched Ant Man because of Kang though. I'm only watching that movie because I want to see Kang playing, his role in the, because he's going to be the Thanos of this saga. So I'm
Right.
wondering.
I was also very curious about Cassie Lang. I want to see how they're going to handle that whole thing.
See, I didn't see all that. I'm gonna be honest. I've never cared about an Ant-Man movie. I usually watch the Ant-Man movies to figure out how this is gonna play a bigger role in because there's always a bigger storyline. So that's the only reason why I watch any of the MCU stuff. I just want to know is this gonna fit to the bigger plot that eventually is going to unfold in Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. So
Right.
I watched Ant-Man because of Kang. I'm gonna watch Loki because of Kang. Like so I didn't have any emotional investment in that. As far as Guardians, I always thought the Guardians movies were cool. They were okay to me. I never thought they were great. As far as team movies, I think Avengers is the best one. I mean, there's not too many team movies in the MCU, but I kind of enjoyed
Eternals. Damn, you forgot the Eternals?
I mean, would you consider them a team?
The Eternals.
Yes, they were a team.
But it's a forgettable movie.
It's on the shelf.
I'm not saying it's bad, but it's like I don't know. It's just it's not as memorable.
Here's the problem. So when it came out and did its numbers, Marvel should have doubled down and stuck with it. They kind of brushed it under the rug, and they do that too many times. They don't take their L's correctly.
Movie. People
it wasn't
criticizing that movie when it first came. I'm be honest. I think I hate Multiverse of Madness, but as far as like, I'm not gonna say the worst movies, but I think I could have lived without Black Widow. Is what I'm trying to say. Like
everyone could have.
It was just too little, too late.
If there was a world out there where Black Widow doesn't exist, I think we all be fine.
Yeah, I mean, because the only thing Black Widow did was introduce Yelena, but it was like
Yelena was fun to watch.
And
that was more so a tie into Hawkeye.
Yeah.
So it didn't. I don't think it has any. The movie had no bearing on anything that's taking place within Phase 4 or Phase 5.
Yeah.
But I think as far as Guardians, James Gunn writing style, as far as those movies, I think I prefer Joss Whedon and the Russo brothers writing style because I feel like James Gunn kind of focuses on comedy.
Not exactly. I mean, comedy, but he also does characters really well.
That's what I said, storytelling as well.
I feel once you figure out Joss Whedon, he's not as entertaining to watch as he used to be. And Age of Ultron wasn't that good. In retrospect,
no one is a fan of Age of Ultron. We like it, but
that was Whedon at his most Whedon. He was Whedon all over everything.
Well, they also had a bunch of reshoots for that.
But it entertained me. Like Age of Ultron was. I'm not gonna say it was the best story, but because I really like great fight scenes, and I really like great. I don't know. I like a good balance between fight scenes and story, and I feel like James Gunn focuses more so on story and, like you said, character development and comedy. And I don't think there's no fight scene in Guardians that I love or I think is great.
Well, okay, so
last one?
No,
I bet. But Suicide Squad had a lot of fight scenes. That was great.
But Suicide Squad's not a great story though.
I beg to differ. I thought it was.
I liked Peacemaker. I enjoyed Peacemaker, and like
but
Peacemaker didn't have like the greatest fight scenes, but I think the story.
Pretty much every character in there was good. I mean, Harley Quinn's story arc in that movie was better than her solo movie. Like,
we don't talk about that.
The problem with live action DC is when I watch a live action DC movie, I'm automatically, consciously or unconsciously comparing it to Marvel. And live action DC,
it's trash. It's trash.
Outside of the Man of Steel fight scene with Feora and Zod, haven't given me any great fight scenes. The stories. I mean,
Wonder Woman's action scenes were cool. If that's what you're grading them on, they were cool.
I can't remember anything.
I don't. There's no battle. I don't think there's a Battle of New York equivalent in Justice League. Like even when they were
no, there isn't.
Not even in the Snyder Cut.
Not even the Snyder Cut.
That's what I'm saying. And like the closest thing that I got to a real great fight scene was, like I said, was Superman was fighting in Man of Steel. But I'm not, like I said, for Guardians, for me, it's not that the movies are bad. It's just it doesn't do it for me. Like Guardians is like I don't know, a nice blowjob.
So okay, so here's the thing
That's
though.
where I can put
So
for me.
in my opinion, the more you look at these movies like comic books, the better they appear. And once Marvel gets to a point where the content is spread out enough where you can miss certain things and still get the full picture, that's kind of what you should be doing. Because when comic books release, you don't have to buy the entire publication to get what's going on with their current limited series. You can pick out what you want, get a good picture of it, and still catch up. And then obviously get the main story at the end.
I mean, okay. To everyone who hates Spider-Man at the moment.
I feel that, but I don't think Guardians. I'm just comparing Guardians to Avengers because that's like, you know, this is the team over here and this is the team movie over here. So that's why I'm as far as what I like and just as an example, if that makes sense. The moment when the whole storyline of Bucky killing Tony's parents and Captain America knowing about it, I like that a lot. I thought that was great
story. That's peak storytelling. Yeah,
I don't think Guardians have given me anything along those lines.
I can't really think of anything.
Or even.
Oh well, technically no. I would say Rocket's whole arc when it came full circle in 3 was good.
Right, it was. I'm not saying it's bad, but it didn't. It just didn't give me.
It hit me. It hit me. I'm sorry. Cute animals getting abused. That's gonna make anyone feel some kind of way.
It's sad, but bro. Like, here's the thing. I had this debate today at work. I think Zemo. You can make an argument that between Zemo and Thanos, and I made this a meme a while back. What'd I say? Who was a better villain, Zemo or Thanos? The person who broke up the Avengers or the person who brought them back together? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, Zemo shattered the team that we all know and love. And I believe that if they were together and still a cohesive unit, what happened in Infinity War, I'm not saying that they would have won, but I'm just saying I don't think things would have went down the way it did if they were still together. And that's what I'm trying to say. That type of storytelling, or even go back to Age of Ultron, Tony Stark being so afraid of what's to come. He has PTSD. We see that in Iron Man 3, but then we see in Age of Ultron that his biggest fear is the Avengers losing, so he ends up creating Ultron. And like, I think that's dope storytelling. Like, I just feel like Guardians never. There were moments in Guardians that I liked. Like, one of my favorite moments in Guardians is the first movie with Thanos and Ronan are having that dialogue. Like, that was like our real introduction to Thanos, if I'm not mistaken.
It really was, because we only got him in that one cameo.
Yeah, I'll bathe the starways with your blood. Like that's
a fire line. That's a good line.
That moment, and when Ronan held the Power Stone. See, me, I guess this is just me being cliche. I didn't like the whole we defeated Ronan by holding our hands and releasing the energy of the Power Stone. I didn't care for that.
I never cared for that either, but
that was cheesy.
That was a nitpick.
Remember when Thanos grabbed that Power Stone and hit Captain Marvel? You can't tell me that wasn't awesome. That man.
But I don't know. Comparing a single movie to a full event, that's not apples. That's apples and oranges right there.
What? Which movie?
Well, you're describing Endgame and comparing Endgame to a single movie.
No. I was comparing.
He's comparing the moments.
Thanos. Yeah, I was.
Well, yeah, but the moments in Endgame are going to all be hype. Every single moment throughout that entire movie was mostly when they started rolling. That movie never stopped. That's why you want. That's why the small movies are so important, because they add to those moments. That was to use a big word. That's kind of a gestalt. It's like it's larger than some of its all parts. Like, that's why those movies work.
I wanted Star-Lord to have that effect. Like, I know he's half human, but I think it would have been dope to show that because he's half celestial, he can do unnatural things. Like, if you notice, outside of that, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't have any, like, he's more human than he is celestial, is what I'm trying to say. And usually anytime they create these mixed, interracial children in these comic book lore, whether you're half human and half Kryptonian, or half whatever. Like there's just usually an ability or something you can do, or even going into anime, Gohan being half Saiyans. Like usually these characters that are not biracial, but you know what I mean, that are mixed.
By species.
Yeah, by species. They usually can do something cool. I never got that from Star-Lord, and I thought that would have been cool for him to wield the Power Stone on his own and defeat Ronin like that. Not saying
honestly, I never liked the idea of that. I liked him being just a human, to be honest. But I'm a stickler for adaptations, and I feel like if you're going to change something, it needs to be a reason for doing it, and not just because you want to.
Yeah, that was my only issue with.
You read the Guardians? You read the Guardians comic books?
Yeah, I actually met. God damn it, which one was it? Andy Lanning. He was the one who actually wrote, him and Dan Abbott. They wrote the book that whole team was around, like in the early 2000s. Remember, around like Annihilation time and all that.
Yeah, that's when I jumped in Annihilation. Oh, he got me into it.
See, I didn't see my introduction to the Guardians was Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes when they showed up on one of those episodes, and then that's when I think after the first Avengers movies, that's when they said that the next Marvel movie is going to be Guardians. So like I saw them on that cartoon and then saw them in the last. So I don't know any of their characteristics. I just know that Drax, and that's another thing. I don't think Drax the Destroyer lives up to his name.
Well, he doesn't. James Gunn took a lot of liberties with the Guardians. Like, perfect example, Peter Quill is half human, and and his father is from a race called Spartak, so he's half Spartakian. They're not celestial in any way, shape,
right? They're exactly like human. I think what was like the organs are flipped or something like that. What's the deal with Spartak?
But that's it. You talking about the comics though, right? You talking about Jason Spartak? Yeah. But they see, that's the thing. I don't read comic books, but I know comic book lore. So it's like I was that kid that would be on Wikipedia just going down rabbit holes. So I know
it's a great resource.
I know about Jason Spartax, but I also know that they retconned that as well. That they apparently at some point in the comics that was no longer the origin story they ran.
It's the other way around. They retconned him into that actually.
Yeah.
Because
his original origin, he was just a dude from Earth.
Yeah, he was a scoundrel essentially. Like he was a knockoff.
No, he worked at like NASA or something like that.
Right, he took a moment. He took a moment, stole some shit, and now he was Star-Lord. Right.
No. I was saying Jason Spartax. I heard that they retconned him being his dad in the comic books.
Oh no, he still is dad. Yeah, he still is dad. I'm a little behind, but I'm still catching up on comics. But unless that just happened, because the new Guardians book did just come out last month.
This was like a few years ago when I.
Oh no,
that's still
his dad. Yeah, that's still his dad.
Oh, okay.
And like perfect example, Drax. Drax was a dude from Earth named Arthur Douglas who got in a car accident.
Right, and and his powers were like, I think he got his powers from a Kree, right?
Yep.
Right, so it's like, I'm not saying that they should have did that in the movie. I'm just saying like they obviously had to tone his powers down to make it make sense for I guess for a 2-hour long movie. And you don't want to make his character overpowered to the extent of a Wanda or a Captain Marvel, but I think if your name is Drax the Destroyer, you should
got to destroy some shit.
So he's in the
you should have
right. He's in
Ronin too.
Technically,
Ronin took him out easily.
It depends on where he is in his because Drax's initial lore, his whole shtick. The dumber he is, the stronger he was. So throughout the 90s, he was dumb as a brick, but he was as strong as the Hulk. Now he's average intelligence, and he's a pretty beefy dude. He's definitely not in the category of Spider-Man in terms of strength,
right?
But he's not as strong as the Thing or the Hulk.
Exactly that, which makes me.
He might be able to take the Thing. Not the Thing now, but back then.
Within the MCU, who will win in a fight, Drax or Captain America? Because I feel like
Drax.
Saying, hold on, easily. But we've seen Captain America's feats though. We haven't seen Drax's feats. Captain America held.
Okay, so that's the problem you're having is scale. The problem you're having is scale. So when you're on a team with Nebula, Gamora, and Drax at the same time, all three of them have superhuman strength. It's hard to get a sense of scale when you're on a team with Thor and the Hulk and are surrounded by a bunch of humans. So you lose that sense of scale when you have a team full of heavy hitters. That happens sometimes.
Gamora has super.
Yeah, Gamora is as strong as Iron Man in his suit. In fact, I got pissed at the first Guardians movie because she didn't act like that. That's another problem I have with.
That's what I'm talking about. Where in the movie did they show?
So, do you remember in Guardians 2 when she lifted that cannon on her shoulder and walked it down that and started shooting with it?
Yeah, vaguely. Because I only
vaguely.
that movie.
That cannon was about the size of a bus almost, and she had it on her shoulder without breaking a sweat. She's strong, but they don't show that all the time because the continuity is all wonky. So it's James Gunn. Like I said, I got hit my criticism with James Gunn also.
James Gunn doesn't focus on that, and that's why I said.
And that's a little annoying.
You notice Guardians trilogy, Peacemaker, and the Suicide Squad all have the same style of writing, as far as focusing on good storytelling.
His dialogue is on point though. Yeah,
character development and comedy. I feel like he, with the exception of Brightburn, I feel like he really loves, comedic storytelling in his.
I forget. Did he also do Slither?
He did. Yeah. He wrote and directed
Slither. Slither's very funny. Yes.
Yeah. So I think he. Like I remember I saw a video of his talking about his favorite. I think Marvel movies. One of his favorites was Deadpool. So he likes that style.
So you can gauge his sense of humor.
And I have nothing against it, but I think my homeboy told me this. He says, if I want to get what I would have wanted out of the Guardians, the Russo brothers would have had to probably direct it.
I mean, I don't want to lean on the Russo brothers too much. Not everything they touch turns to gold, but they are good.
Yeah, because I really like Civil War, though. I liked Civil War. I liked Infinity War. Endgame, the only thing I didn't like about Endgame was, and this ain't even just Endgame, this is just the MCU at this point, Hulk never got his redemption. Hulk, I don't like Smart Hulk. I do not like Professor Hulk. I do not like, what they gave us after he got beat by Thanos. I understand why, because you have to give the characters range, because Hulk is really known for just raging, and maybe that's not as interesting as him.
It's not.
It's not as interesting as him unlearning how to be that and how to be himself within this gargantuan beast.
The Hulk can be a very interesting character when done correctly.
But is he? But are they? Do they want to delve into him getting mad and angry at all the time and smashing things from?
The problem is they didn't get all the rights to the Hulk, so they couldn't do everything they wanted with the character.
That's why we haven't gotten a single movie since 08.
But so what we see now as Hulk, I don't care for it. Like I said, but I get it though. Like I can appreciate it, but even in that form, I would have still. We haven't seen him smash anything.
Yeah, not since
this man.
2012.
This man got ran over by his cousin's Jeep. Like, are you kidding me?
It was his Jeep. He's not gonna break his Jeep. Everyone gets mad about that.
Give that man a pass. Do you remember when Iron Man first went up to Peter Parker and said, "Yo, you just stopped a 40,000 ton car moving at super speed. If Peter Parker can do that, then Hulk can stop his."
Yeah, but when he did that, he dented the front of the car. He was not trying to damage the Jeep.
But no,
that was it's not made of money.
Peter Parker didn't damage the Jeep.
He did.
The car was running top speed.
No, he did. He
put a dent in the hood.
The hood was damaged. It was dented.
I'm just going with what we saw. All we saw was Peter caught it, the car lifted up, and that was it.
That Jeep was fucked. That Jeep was fucked up when Pete caught it. That's why, dude. Bruce wasn't gonna mess up his own Jeep. I'm sorry, no one does that.
But we've seen superheroes stop moving.
Oh yeah, when it's not theirs,
without damaging anything. We've seen it. You've seen it in the same car. If we've watched the same cartoons, we've seen it before. The only person who said it we wouldn't be able to do it was Homelander in that episode where he said,
"Right, because it's physically impossible when you exert that kind of force, you damage the frame."
But that's a realistic approach to comic book storytelling using superheroes. Now, unrealistic approach is the one that I'm looking for, where they stop everything without damaging anything, because that's usually what they've been giving us before. I'm telling you, Hulk could have stopped that Jeep without damaging the vehicle or his cousin.
Yeah, I think they're trying to go into a little bit more sense of realism now.
But also, his cousin's in the Jeep.
Could he have though? Could he have?
They could have done anything. They could have made him, turn into a pig if they wanted to.
No.
You can't play that game.
But could Hulk have stopped his cousin and the Jeep without damaging anything or anyone?
It's hard to say.
Honestly, I've been reading
you gotta understand
about
when
20-something years. It's very. I don't think I've ever seen.
When you have that much, when you have enough strength to crush steel like dried brittle cheese, it's hard not to damage something without exerting that kind of force.
Bruh,
He might. I mean, I'm just saying. You could argue that all day.
They are doing a disservice to this character, bro. This man got beat up by Thanos, and we ain't seen him since.
I'm sorry. Sometimes you get them hands. It's.
Bro, but you're always supposed to get a redemption. Endgame was a redemption movie. Endgame was The Last Jedi. Like, come on now. Like, this was supposed to be the moment where everybody gets theirs, you know. And he didn't get his. Everybody got their. The only thing they did give him was the snap. He was the snap.
So, and maybe you're looking at it a little differently. So technically, his redemption would be him and Bruce coming together and finding some type of
Nah. That ain't what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about,
right?
You know
but
what I mean.
That's the thing. When you devolve a character strictly to what they can do with their abilities, you kind of make them boring. Sometimes you have to delve a little deeper into their psychology. And the Hulk is 50% psychology and 50% of smashing things.
Okay, who's more entertaining, Bruce Wayne or Batman?
Depends on what aspect of it you're looking at.
What aspect?
It depends on which Bruce Wayne, which Batman we're talking about.
Which Bruce Wayne entertained you more than Batman?
Christian Bale.
What part did No. Okay, what part of Christian Bale's portrayal of Batman entertained you more?
Him being the playboy, buying the hotel.
There's only one scene. The only one scene I can think of is when he bought the building. I can't think of any scene outside of that.
The board meeting in Dark Knight was also.
Yeah, I was going to say the board meeting in the Dark Knight.
I don't remember. I don't remember that meeting.
Well, do you count the training arc also?
Yeah.
You said what?
The training arc.
The training when he was training at the beginning of Batman Begins.
No, because at that point he was becoming Batman.
Yeah.
You talking about when he was fighting Liam Neeson?
Right. Yeah, and the League of Shadows. Yeah. So, with that being said, though, that might be apples and oranges because
I'm saying because we're basically saying that Bruce Banner, because that's who that is. That isn't the Hulk. Like Bruce Banner, that's the whole idea. It comes from the whole Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like Mr. Hyde is not more interesting than Dr. Jekyll.
Actually, I would beg to differ in that. If that analogy tracks, I beg to differ. Dr. Jekyll is very interesting, actually, compared to Mr. Hyde. They're both equal. They're both foils to each other. If we're talking literature. With that being said, I think Bruce, in certain iterations, can be just as interesting as the Hulk, and he often is. In fact, he usually carries the book, depending on what you're doing.
I didn't say interesting. I said entertaining.
That's suggestive.
Okay, you have a point. I'm just saying, like, on the edge of your seat, I can't wait to see what he does next.
So I've seen some iterations. I'm delving in the comics now. Some iterations of Bruce Banner where he is the interesting person in the panel and not the Hulk. And I've seen it times and time again where they are of the same mind and they work a lot better together as opposed to him being at odds with his alter ego. So again, the Hulk has a lot of nuance to him that they didn't get into in the MCU.
Are they working together while they're fighting?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to see that? Or would you?
I would love to have seen it. In fact, when Bruce is in the driving seat, that's when it gets kind of lame. I like it when they're both working together.
Because all I got to see was him snap.
Yeah.
It was pretty much right. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
And it's not just Bruce's. It's not just Bruce's because I mentioned Wayne too. Like even Clark Kent. I don't want to see what Clark Kent does at the Daily Bugle. I don't want to see what Daily Planet. My bad. I don't want to see what Peter Parker does at the Daily. Actually,
it's funny. We were just having an argument about Peter Parker and Spider-Man as a character a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the clip, but I posted it on Instagram where Marvel decided to reveal that Ms. Marvel was dying in Spider-Man's book next Wednesday, and I kind of got pissed about it because I'm sick and tired of like them going to like publications like Entertainment Weekly and Extra and spoiling it. And we were having the argument about Peter Parker just taking L's left and right for like the past like XYZ amount of years.
I feel like honestly, a character that loses all the time is boring, in my opinion. That's just my thing.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. I think there's two. I think there's two parts of that. You can't also win all the time either.
Oh no, no one's saying that.
Oh,
all right, I don't mind a character taking the. In fact, it's more a character's more interesting when they're learning and persevering from the L's than just winning all the time. That's fine. But this man is always losing.
Who?
He loses in the movies.
Peter
He
Parker.
was like, okay, let's take Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, right? Lost his uncle. Okay, fine. He spent all of Spider-Man 2 having power issues and confidence problems, rent problems, like, and at the end, okay, fine, he got the girl, and then he starts off.
You got to remember, Spider-Man 3, everything was up and up for Peter.
Are you talking about? You're talking about the character overall. You're not.
Yeah, the character overall.
Yeah,
the character
overall.
is designed to take L's. It's all he.
But he has feats. But he has feats where he's one of his biggest feats was the whole Secret War, where he defeated everyone.
Oh yeah. He has more. He has, dude.
He got moments, but he's never.
He has glimpses.
Won.
Yeah, he has glimpses of just pure, unadulterated awesomeness, and that's why he's the most entertaining character in pop culture. Right, we get that. But
are you saying he has more L's than W's?
Oh, most definitely.
Oh yeah,
hands down.
Okay, so Spider-Man is actually my favorite character.
I think it's 3-1. I would say it's 3-1 in terms of L's.
Yeah, Spider-Man is actually my favorite character. So I've been reading.
How is it a guy has like a triple-digit IQ, powers up the ass, but got cucked twice? Twice.
Why are you saying that man got cucked?
Bro. Okay, I know they retconned it, but come on, Gwen. That was rough.
Okay, so yes, Gwen Stacy had sex with Norman Osborn, but guess what? I think Peter was in Europe. He wasn't even there.
I know, but bruh, who wrote that? We know who wrote it, but the point is, that was wrong. Like, why? And then in this most recent one, what is this? Why? Why?
I told you the reason why. Okay, so Chris, I know you said you don't read comics. I'm gonna give you a breakdown of what's going on with Spider-Man at the moment. So, everyone hates the Spider-Man book at the moment because the last run was written by Nick Spencer, who people hated for a while because he made Captain America a Nazi, part of Hydra. But he ended his run with.
Like that?
Oh no! People
I thought it was funny when they referenced that in the movie.
Yeah.
And then game.
Yeah, Hail Hydra. Remember the elevator, Samir?
Yes.
And it made like a bunch of memes. There was like a bunch of memes of different comic book characters saying things that like are
Peter
the
Parker,
opposite
fuck
of
responsibility. Daredevil, I see everything. But so the book starts with like a big explosion, like out in the middle of nowhere. Everyone's like mad at Peter. Aunt May, the Fantastic Four, Captain America, and you find out that MJ has moved on with some guy named Paul and has 2 kids. But people didn't want to let that flesh out because people are like,
bitch ass Paul.
Basically. And they're like, what the fuck happened? So we just found out like a few weeks ago that Peter was fighting this dude. Him and MJ got pulled into an alternate dimension. She sent Peter back. Peter was trying to like figure out a way to get back to her for like a week. But time moves differently in this place. So she was stuck there with this dude named Paul for the longest, and they were just like on some Last of Us shit, just surviving. They come across these 2 kids, and then Peter finds a way back. But time, so like I said, since time moves so differently, they've been together for 4 years. So yeah, he gonna lose his girl. She was with somebody for 4 years, fighting demons and raising kids.
I'm not blaming the characters. I'm blaming the editorial team and the writing staff. It's like, again, if you're reading this character for years on end, it gets boring watching him take L's back to back to back. And it's like you saw me during the time when I was reading comics consistently. I was complaining about X-Men all the time because Marvel was trying to kill him off. And it's like the X-Men were taking L's for like 5 years straight, right?
Yeah.
It's like, why? Who wants to read that? It's like they need to figure this character out. And I think making him torture porn isn't it. I'm sorry.
Well, as far as like for me, like when it comes to certain characters, and maybe it's just me being stuck in my ways. There's like when the Hulk, I don't want character development from the Hulk. I get the importance of it for storytelling purposes. So like them deciding to go the smart Hulk route makes sense, and I get why they did it because it shows more range you can do with the character. It's just not what I want to see. And that's really my critique.
So I would recommend
more
if
so
you want to
my expectations.
if you want to see a self-contained Hulk story that has a lot of smashing but character development, watch read Planet Hulk, the trade Planet Hulk, and then go straight into World War Hulk. You'll see so much range and aggression and intelligence from that character in those two trades right there. And they're not, how thick are they? Not that thick, are they?
I didn't.
Maybe about 200 pages each.
Yeah, they're not that long. But you read that from page cover to cover, you'll get an idea of what we talk about. The best version of the Hulk was in those two.
But see, I like the whole idea because I watched the cartoon, so I did like the idea of the Illuminati sending Hulk off to another planet because of
That's how it starts.
Rampaging too much, and he goes to, I forget the name of the planet, Sakaar.
Sakaar, yeah. Don't get me started on MCU Sakaar.
Yeah, he goes to the Sakaar, and so I don't know about the World War Hulk storyline.
There's a lot of stuff the movie missed, and in my opinion, the movie did a poor job of adapting that trade.
You talking about the animated one?
He talking about
yeah. It did a poor job, and it did a good. It was okay, but you can definitely benefit from reading it all over again. And there's a lot of stuff they cut out. And again, you get the Hulk, the aggressive, take no shit from anybody, smash it, run your shit Hulk, but he's still really intelligent. Yeah. Like Banner kind of recesses back into the Hulk, but he's still feeding him intelligence, and he slowly become one person.
No, I get it because I noticed he wasn't raging or anything. He was kind of like aware of everything that was going on, and
exactly.
I only know about after that those events is that when he came back to Earth, he went to the moon, and Black Bolt was there, and he stomped on Black Bolt.
Yeah, that was World War Hulk.
Then you find out that was actually a Skrull, and then that's what led into the Secret Invasion arc.
Yeah, exactly. That's stuff.
Like stuff like that.
I would definitely recommend reading those.
Right, I'm aware of that, but I would also like to see that incorporated into the movie as well. Like, I don't want to.
The problem to get a good enough payoff for those kind of storylines. You need more time, and they don't have that. I would give them a pass on that. That's a lot of time they would have to invest in that to get that payoff.
We'll find out June 21st. But what I don't want is it to be where like the Skrulls were kind of like, I guess.
Secret Invasion. Funny you brought that up. I'm worried because it's not going to have the scale that that its counterpart has. Yeah, the scale was massive. And it was long. It was far-reaching.
Right. Well, that was my thing. Like, I just don't want the Skrulls to be like these. I guess these good guys. Like, remember how they made the Kree the bad guys, and the Skrulls were kind of like the good guys in Captain Marvel.
The Kree are bad guys, but yeah.
What I mean by that is like, I don't want it to be where the Skrulls are actually the weak, innocent people in the situation. Like, I want it to be like different Skrull factions. Where these
that's what it is. This is a faction that's bad.
Right. I want it to be an actual faction of Skrulls that are actually invading Earth instead of it being some other enemy. Because I feel like that's kind of what they did with Captain Marvel. In the beginning, they made it seem like the Skrulls were bad, but then in actuality, it was the Kree.
They pulled a 180. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just would like to see that. I would like to see that iteration of the Skrulls because my first introduction to the Skrulls was Super Skrull. And Super Skrull isn't a nice guy.
Nope.
No, he isn't.
And I would like to see him too. Like I hope they introduce Super Skrull in there. If he doesn't have Fantastic Four powers, maybe he has someone else's powers. That we've seen in the MCU.
I think it'd be too early to introduce him because he's intrinsically tied to the Fantastic Four. So let's not screw up his character by.
They can't introduce him first and then.
I would not recommend it. It's gonna screw up the character.
I mean,
I see no.
I don't know.
Hopefully he doesn't show up at the end of Secret Invasion. But let's get some stories out. Unfortunately, 3 people did pass away in the course of a week. So we do have to give a rest in peace to Ray Stevenson. He passed away at the age of 58. So for those of you, I was going to say he was Volstagg in the Thor films. He was in G.I. Joe Retaliation. Divergent. He was the Punisher in Punisher Warzone. He was in the book.
Yeah, he's in the up-and-coming Acolyte.
Yeah, and he was in.
Is it the Acolyte or Ahsoka? No, he's in Ahsoka.
Oh, Ahsoka. Yeah, correct. He is in Ahsoka. Yeah. God, he looks so badass in Ahsoka.
Yeah, and he was in Rome. He was like one of the leads.
Yeah, he was. He was Titus Pullo. Yeah. We also got to give a rest in peace to Jim Brown. So for those of you who don't know who Jim Brown is, he actually played for the Cleveland Browns from 1957 to 1965. He retired from football and became a civil rights activist and an actor. So he was actually in a lot of black exploitation movies in like the late 70s. He was actually on Chips. He was on the A-Team.
Mars Attacks.
Yeah, he was in Mars Attacks. He was in Any Given Sunday. She Hate Me, one of my favorite Spike Lee movies. He was also in a little movie called Small Soldiers. He was the voice of Butch Meathook. So, yeah. And unfortunately, we do also have to give a rest in peace to the queen of rock and roll, Miss Tina Turner. She actually passed away at the age of 83. So she was in Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Band, Mad Max, Good Vibrations for Central Park, Tommy, Give Me Shelter, It's Your Thing, and so on and so forth. Oh, also Last Action Hero. So very deep cut Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. I don't know how many people.
Oh shoot! I totally forgot about that movie.
Yeah, she was the mayor. So yeah, we got to give a rest in peace to those three individuals.
Yeah.
All right. First story. So I'm not a fan of Disney remakes. I feel like this one is being rushed. It was already announced that they're remaking Moana. Auli'i Cravalho, who did the voice of Moana, has actually said that she will not be performing the live action version of the character, but she will still be involved in the casting because she is a executive producer on the film. Because when Moana came out, she was 14, so she wants to get someone around that same age range.
They gave her the producer credits on the first film.
Yeah. No,
really?
no, the remake. She's going to be an executive producer, not the animated one, dude. Yeah. So, what are you guys' thoughts on that? I mean, The Rock is still going to be Maui.
I mean, Maui can be any age. He's whatever.
Yeah.
As far as I don't think it really depends on how old they want Moana to appear. And
14,
I think
15.
what is she, like 26 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, she might be a bit old for the role.
That's why she's not doing it. Did you not hear a word I just said?
Yeah, I know. Well, you asked me what I thought. I'm like, there you go. That's what I thought.
But you literally just repeated everything I just said.
Man,
bro.
get off my nuts. All right, how about that?
All right, Chris, what are your thoughts on that? Because I don't watch Disney remakes.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, even the animated stuff. There's like a lot of those Disney animated movies I haven't seen. So like, Moana is one of them. So like, I didn't.
Oh, it's really good.
It is good.
I didn't see Encanto. Nothing. I don't know.
Really?
Watch that one either.
I kind of.
Y'all both slipping.
I kind of just lost interest with Disney. I guess the older I got, outside of like certain ones like Incredibles, I'm always gonna. I mean, that's Pixar, so I still haven't seen Toy Story 3 or 4. So
I haven't watched 4 yet, and I own it. That's sad.
I haven't seen Monsters University, so it's like I didn't see Finding Dory, so it's like just a lot of them. I don't know. I guess I grew out of. So I don't have an opinion on that.
Yeah. So Samir, what's your what story you got?
All right. Well, all right. So they're going all in on this whole Creed property. So a sequel comic will be released on June 28th from the writers Latoya Morgan and Jai Jameson, artist Wilton Santos. I don't know why I said it like that. Wilton Santos. And obviously the creative director Michael B. Jordan will be on this comic, and it's set 10 years after Creed 3, as Amara Creed sets off for her own boxing path. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I think you actually posted about the anime, and I think that's how I found out about it.
Yeah,
because they're airing the anime because
Oh, my bad, go on.
I was gonna say they're actually airing the anime with the screenings in Japan because it just got over to Japan for some reason, or it's a re-release. I don't know which one is which, but yeah. So hopefully we get it over here soon. But yeah, go ahead, Chris.
No,
yeah, I was just gonna say he's actually from VA too. He worked on Lois and Clark, Jai Jameson, so I'm a little bit familiar with him.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, this is gonna sound messed up. I still haven't seen the Creed movies.
That is a little messed up. I'm saying
you gotta watch
real
the
talk.
movies, man.
They're so good.
So because I tied those in, I know I don't have to, but when I think of Creed, I think of Rocky. I never seen the Rocky movie, so I was like, oh, well, I'll watch the Creed movies.
All right. So really, the only Rocky movie you need to watch is 4. When Apollo dies. Spoiler alert for a 30-year-old movie. I mean,
oh yeah, I knew.
Okay. I would say no. I would say you need to watch.
Yeah,
you need to watch 1 and 2. You need to watch 1 and 2. Honestly, just do a marathon. They're good movies. Most of them.
Yeah, I wanted to watch. Isn't 6 of them? It's 6 of them, right?
Yeah, it's 5.
No, it's 6.
No, 6. Yeah, Rocky Balboa.
I was gonna say you forgot all about Rocky Balboa.
I did forget about that one. Was not necessary in my opinion.
I was gonna watch all 6, and then I was gonna start Creed until I was like, you know what? I really don't care enough about Sylvester Stallone like that. I'll just start with Creed. So I do plan on watching Creed. The thing is, it's like at one point it was on HBO Max, and then they took it off. And
I think they're on Prime now.
On Amazon,
they might be on Prime.
Yeah, I think Creed might still be on HBO Max.
They're easy to get to
because they keep moving shit around.
Yeah, I couldn't find. As far as Creed, I couldn't find Creed 1 anymore. So this is one of those things. If it's on a streaming service, I definitely want to check it out. But I don't know. A lot of those 80s movies, those big budget 80s movies that starred Bruce Willis, Mel Gibson, Sylvester Stallone, like I never saw Lethal Weapon. I've only seen Terminator.
What the hell?
I've only seen Terminator 1 and bits and pieces of the rest of the movies. What's another one? Die Hard. I've never seen Die Hard.
What?
How do you?
Okay,
Samir,
we got to give him a little grace. He's a little bit younger than us, okay?
Yeah,
31 is not much younger.
I said a little bit.
Well, hold on. I will say this: that 80s, like basically everyone that was in Expendables at the height of their career, the leads in Expendables.
Yeah.
So I'm including like
Dolph Lundgren, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Chuck Norris.
Even though those cameos that they made of, Jean-Claude Van Damme and Chuck Norris. My introduction to Chuck Norris was Walker, Texas Ranger. So if he wasn't in a movie,
I knew he was going to say that.
If he was in a movie, the only one I saw was the one with Bruce Lee in it.
Oh,
nah, I forget which one that one is.
Yeah, I can't remember which one that one is. When he ripped out his chest.
Yeah, I've only saw bits and pieces of Kickboxer. I've seen Street Fighter, but that's not the height of Jean-Claude's career. I think that was
Bloodsport.
Yeah,
all that.
Bloodsport, man, the fucking Kumite.
Oh yeah, I never seen Bloodsport. So like a lot of those movies, I just never saw. And so yeah, I think my age does play a role because I didn't grow up. I've never seen RoboCop. So like a lot of those.
Oh my god, I want to throw these headphones and walk away.
Not all of them. Like I seen Back to the Future.
Okay.
Like there's a few of them, those classic 80 movies that I've seen, but a lot of the action ones I haven't seen.
Your parents sheltered you, didn't they? That's the only thing I can think of, man.
You know what's weird? My mom is the one who introduced me to Star Wars. Like, I got to give her credit. Like, I remember being a little kid. I was afraid of Darth Vader.
Everybody was afraid of Darth Vader. Man's like 6 foot tall with asthma and a red lightsaber.
I had dreams about Darth Vader. That's how scary. Like, I had nightmares, of
he ain't the only one.
Captured by him. But like, my first time seeing Alien was really not even the actual Alien movie. Like, my introduction to that franchise was Prometheus.
Okay, that's not. Well, that's a prequel, so that's not that bad.
That's a prequel.
So but I'm just saying, that would be considered late, to the party, as far as like, So it's like a lot of those, but a lot of those '80s action big blockbuster movies. Nah, I haven't seen a bunch of them. So that's the reason why I didn't watch Creed, because I'm the type of person, I don't want to jump into a franchise in the middle. Do you know how many people saw Endgame after not watching one single MCU movie?
I don't know. I was in the movie theater with a few of them. Like, I had to explain some shit.
That's 22 movies. You're behind on 20.
That's a goddamn crime.
Yeah, I mean, I had to explain to some girl. I got a number, though. It didn't work out, obviously. But, hey, man, some people are like that.
Didn't y'all wanted to cover Fast X, too, I remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a review on that, like towards the end of the episode. So
I seen those. Since I don't want y'all thinking I didn't see all franchises, I seen all the Fast movies
I would hope so.
except for Fast X. I just still ain't seen
Okay,
that one yet.
all right. So I'm gonna try to keep it spoiler free.
No, you good, you good. Like I'm not. I have no emotional attachment to that franchise.
Okay, all right. So since my next story is simply this. So since a lot of these older properties are now becoming public domain, so like Winnie the Pooh and
Mickey Mouse.
Cinderella. No, not Mickey Mouse. That's gonna be Disney for life.
No. They
Uh,
said Mickey Mouse was gonna be public
Yeah, I
domain
think Mickey Mouse
next
might be
year.
public domain because how old he is.
oh
Yeah,
shit!
it
I didn't know
started
about
next
that.
year.
He's 100.
I know he's 100. I just thought Disney had that on lock. But
Nah,
yeah,
I mean, I don't know why you want to use him.
yeah. I mean, okay, so
because
yeah, that actually
people
comes.
keep using. Because if you notice, a lot of artists use his likeness on a lot of
Yeah,
their like, whether it be artwork or merchandise. There's like a bunch of people like remember, the 808s and the Heartbreak was Mickey Mouse's The Hands. Like
it was the white
a lot of
gloves.
people
Yeah,
like
that
to
was a
use it.
trademark.
Right,
Oh,
and those ears. A lot of people like to use his ears.
Yeah, but yeah, so we're gonna have a horror Cinderella movie. So I know
I can. Okay,
Samira's a
you have
big
my
fan of horror movies.
you have my attention.
Yeah, so this will actually be called Cinderella's Curse, and it actually is going to be.
Wait, are they going to go with the Brothers Grimm version?
It looks like it.
So like they're going to have the body mutilation.
Yes.
All right, I'm with it. I'm with it.
But yeah, so it's actually supposed to start filming next month in the UK, and it's supposed to be coming out in October of this year.
I'm excited. All right,
So
sign me up. Hopefully it's good. It doesn't bomb.
yeah, because I still didn't watch the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey movie.
Don't. It's trash. Don't. It's trash.
Damn, really?
It is. It's terrible. That movie has no nuance. It's not smart. It's not intelligent. It's just poorly done.
God damn. Okay. All right. So Chris, you gonna check that out? A horror Cinderella movie?
Nah, I don't do horror like that. If I do, ironically, I know I just said it. It's the old like my favorite horror movies is the old Michael
The Halloween stuff.
Myers movies. Like Halloween. I even saw Secret of the Witch or Season of the Witch or something like that. That third one that had
Season of the Witch with Nick Cage.
Yeah.
That's a throwback from the 2000 odds. That's a weird choice. It wasn't that good, but that's a weird choice.
Hold on. That wasn't Nick Cage. Nick Cage wasn't in that.
You're referring to Season of the Witch, right?
Yeah, that third Halloween movie that had nothing to do with Michael Myers.
Oh, okay. There's a movie called Season of the Witch, and you're right. And then there's probably a Halloween movie called right. No, there's a movie called Season of the Witch.
I was just saying like that was the only.
Yeah, it came out in 1982.
Yeah,
Halloween
yeah,
Season of the
that
Witch.
Jeepers Creepers and one of the Hellraiser movies are like and Phantasm are like the only horror movies I ever watched.
Oh, Phantasm is pretty gratuitous. You can handle Phantasm. Mind you, the first one when it was good. You can handle other horror movies,
bro. Okay, so growing up as a kid, I think it was more of a I don't want to watch because I'm scared thing, but eventually I don't know. It became hit or miss. Either I saw it or looked at it or didn't. Phantasm is probably one of the most slept on and most interesting.
I agree.
It really
horror
is.
movie. Like the Tall Man.
I agree.
The Tall Man still scares me to this day. Like I think about him every now and again. Like, and I actually followed that one. Like that low budget Phantasm 5 movie they made. I watched it because it's like I'm actually kind of really intrigued about this story. But no, like Saw and what's the other one? The Conjuring and The Conjuring, isn't that the other horror movie universe with Annabelle and
Yeah.
James Wan.
Yeah.
James Wan did most of those.
Yeah, I want to give that a chance just because I want to see how all those movies are connected. Like
Okay, so that's a good choice. That's a good choice to start to watch modern horror films because, admittedly, the Conjuring films they have a strong start, but when you get their formula, they're pretty milquetoast. So I actually think you should start with those, and then maybe cut your teeth on.
Yeah, but I don't like
more
torture though. I don't like torture though either. That's why.
Oh no, it's not torture. So again, if you're just going with supernatural with religious overtones, again, I think the Conjuring films are
Annabelle,
good.
And the Nun.
Right, they're good. They're good. Yeah, skip the Nun. It's terrible, but it's a good movie to cut your teeth on. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, I'm still, I'm like I said, I'm not really into horror, but I've been, I say all that to say I've been more of a casual fan of horror. The horror genre is what I'm basically saying. Like I've seen a few of the older movies, but if you notice, there's a difference between '80s horror and more.
Oh yeah, I mean, film techniques changed by decades. So yes,
even by the time I saw Jeepers Creepers, it was years after it had came out. And when I mean Jeepers, I just mean 1 and 2. I don't mean that horrible third one that no one talks about. And I haven't seen the follow-up one they made either yet.
I mean, Jeepers Creepers 2 was one was kind of acceptable. I mean, again, that was during the time where we weren't getting that many good horror movies, developed in the U.S. and all the good ones were overseas.
Bro, I was 10 when that movie came out. I don't know what was good or what was bad. I just know one of my classmates was explaining the movie to me. He was like, "Yo, he's a demon. He's got horns like this, and he'll eat your tongue." I'm like, "Yo, what is this?" So that was elementary school. I don't think I started watching that till like either middle or high school.
I mean, the first one came out in 2001, so
Bernard
and I, we were 15.
15.
Yeah. So my eye wasn't that critical back then either. But when I finally watched it, like I said, they're better horror movies to watch. And again, torture isn't necessarily bad. It's just to be done correctly.
Yeah. I don't think any of the horror movies that I've seen had torture, with the exception of Hellraiser.
Well, I can suggest some films that would just turn your hair white in the best way possible.
I would never be able to watch Hostel or Saw.
Oh, I'm not even talking about Hostel. Hostel sucks, in my opinion.
But I don't really consider this horror, even though I think it's in the genre. I enjoyed watching Silent Hill.
Well, and Silent Hill had good spectacle, but it wasn't. Again, it's not a good. It wasn't. It's not very well done.
Yeah. All right. You want to talk about the PlayStation Showcase?
Yeah, let's do that. So, you guys both caught it, right?
I watched it, despite the fact that I was starting to doze off on it.
I mean, what were your expectations, Bernard? What were you expecting from that?
So, I would like to see more gameplay of games.
They showed you, dude. We had 60% of all the announcements had gameplay. 60% of them.
That's
maybe more.
I don't know about that. There wasn't really that many that had.
Okay, so footage. We had Spider-Man had gameplay. Dragon's Dogma had gameplay. Assassin's Creed had gameplay.
Was that gameplay?
Alan Wake? Yes, Alan Wake had gameplay. Yes, it was. Let's see. Final Fantasy 16 gave you gameplay. Let's see. I'm pretty sure Dragon's Dogma gave us gameplay. Fair Game was a cinematic. Yeah, Fair Game was cinematic. Foam Star gave us gameplay. Phantom Blade gave us gameplay. Ghost Runner 2 gave us gameplay.
Okay.
Let's see. Helldivers. Did that give us gameplay?
Nope, I can't remember. It did not. It was literally just a story trailer.
Right. But I think that was enough to honestly get you on there, because you got the stick of the game. Abzu, not Abzu, but the Giant Squid game, Sword of the Sea. I think that was gameplay. Or you had a brief moment of it. But again, you get to get just to that one. No, that one had gameplay. So that one had gameplay. Resident Evil VR gave you gameplay. Let's see. The Neva. That one was not gameplay. I don't think that one's gameplay. The Cat Quest was gameplay.
Oh, that game. Fuck that.
Well, I mean, if you want, it's game. They can't all be, hyper realistic AAA titles. You boring bastard. What do you want? So you want to just shit on all the indie titles, huh? Is that it?
I'm not shitting on all the indie titles.
Yeah. Which indie title you like, sir?
Who does Alan Wake?
Alan Wake is AAA at this point.
Oh,
and that's Remedy.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know all the developers.
Look, Bernard. Just say you're boring. Just say you're boring.
Look, man, Foam Runners or whatever the hell that damn fucking
It looked like,
Splatoon
yeah, it looked
wannabe.
like, yeah. Basically, it's Sony's answer to Splatoon, which is a good thing to have. I mean, we need more.
It's
Dude,
Square Enix answer to Splatoon, but
Nintendo,
that might be on
dropped the
Xbox.
ball on Splatoon. Okay, I'm not even a Splatoon fan, and I can tell you that they dropped the ball on Splatoon.
Why, nobody
Splatoon.
liked the second one?
No, that's not it. People love Splatoon. The problem is Nintendo hates online multiplayer and player community. All right, they don't like they don't like fighting game the fighting game community for some reason. They have zero FPS on their console. They don't like any multiplayer. They're online shit. They don't support it. They don't care about it. Why make a game that would thrive on an online community and not support it?
Yeah, I get that.
So I think Sony doing this, filling that void, is a good idea. If that game lands and people adopt it, it's a good thing. Maybe light a fire into Nintendo's ass. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink gave us gameplay also.
Okay.
Ultros is Ultros, that Metrovania game that gave us gameplay.
Did Fair Game give us gameplay?
I don't think I was cinematic. Tower of Fantasy gameplay. Synapse 2. No, Synapse the PSVR one, that was gameplay. Beat Saber gave us gameplay. Let's see what else.
Five Nights at Freddy's was a cinematic.
Yeah, and Immortals of Evium, wherever, that gave us gameplay. The point is, I listed off a shit ton of games right there. They all gave us gameplay. The presentation was fine. It's just a lot of the games you didn't give a fuck about. That's the problem.
That's true. The same way I didn't give a fuck about that. It's like, so you're releasing a handheld tablet, which is only basically for PlayStation Go. It's not like a Vita. Why even do that, Sony? I mean, everyone in your mama more than likely has a backbone at this point where you can just play
here's why. So first off, your phone doesn't have the hardware that the handheld would have. Secondly, if your PS5 has the game installed, you can stream it anywhere. That is big. You don't see how awesome that'd be? You're sitting in a Starbucks with your latte, and you're playing whatever you're playing on your PS5. You're playing Red Dead. You're playing Last of Us Part. You not well.
I mean, I don't know.
The compression loss will be gargantuan if you did it on your phone. But a dedicated graphics APU in your handheld with a bigger screen is a 7-inch screen. Your phone isn't that big. Also the ergonomics. Okay, you gain a lot from using that handheld. That's a good announcement. They need to get back into the handheld market.
They're not going to. You know why? Because no one bought a goddamn Vita. Chris, did you have a Vita?
No, I remember it, but no, I didn't have one. I
didn't own a Vita either, but I still know that Sony needs to get back into the handheld market.
I think Sony really hasn't, and I'm not like a big gamer, but I know for a fact that Sony really hasn't been able to have a successful handheld device as the Game Boy. They're competing with the Game Boy. Anytime.
Yeah, you gotta admit, Nintendo has handheld in the chokehold.
They're trying to compete with Nintendo when it comes to the handhelds, and I don't think.
Look, there are market. There's there's parts of the market that are untapped by the handheld market. That's why the Steam Deck did so well. Yeah. Okay, there's a space for AAA handhelds, and we have the technology. We can do it. If Sony can get their IPs in handheld mode, it is big. And they can do it via streaming over broadband. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying they haven't done it yet.
Yeah. They just haven't done it well. But, yeah, literally the only thing I was excited about was Spider-Man 2, obviously.
Of course you are, because you're a fanboy.
I was just about to say that. Why you got to cut me off? I was literally about to say, because obviously I'm a fanboy. Metal Gear.
You like Miles more or Peter?
Miles, he has potential. He's not wasted. He's not shitty. He hasn't had any L's. He's not broken. All right, my boys. All right, let's move the old broken man out of the way, and let's use the child who has a future ahead of him.
But Bernard, you like Peter more?
I honestly like Peter more because although I did watch Spider-Man the cartoon, and I really didn't get into comics until like the early 2000s when Ultimate Spider-Man started. So I had a kid, Peter Parker. And then when the Ultimate Universe died,
Umar would be disappointed in you.
I don't give a fuck what Dr. Umar got to say. Dr. Umar would be disappointed in both of us. His wife is It's Puerto Rican.
She's a white passing Latino, but that guy can suck my balls. I don't care. All right. Look, I have no problems with snow bunnies. All right, I don't care.
Look, I like Peter and Miles, but I've known Peter longer.
Yeah,
and I actually have met the artist who co-created Miles Morales.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, got a few comics from her signed, but I like them both. It's just who do I like more? It's always going to be Peter. If we ever get a live action Miles Morales, I'm obviously going to geek out because first Black and Puerto Rican Spider-Man. So yeah, when that happens, I will be excited. Like I liked Into the Spider-Verse. I hated his costume and the fact that they made him a graffiti artist because
I like that. That was
Miles
dope.
has never done that in the comic, so I'm still glad.
I think
it was so good though. It was so cool.
I think that's them also tapping into him being from New York. That's such
the street culture is dope.
Yeah. So I can see why they did it.
Yeah, I get why they did it. I was squinting like Umar when I saw that. I was just like,
why?
Because I'm like, Miles.
It's expectation. That's all. It's expectation.
Yeah, you know how we are when we go into these movies that we know about these characters because we've been reading them for 10 plus years.
I feel making him more grounded as an artist is a good thing. I can see why they did it.
Like I said, I get why they did it. That doesn't mean I had to like it.
Let me know when I got 2 more questions for you. I ain't want to interrupt your role when you get a chance.
No, you go ahead because I think we're done with the PlayStation Showcase.
Oh, I was just going to ask, who is your who has better video games, Batman or Spider-Man?
See, are we talking about in all of history, or are we just comparing the PS4 Spider-Man versus the Arkham games? Because Batman has had some shitty ass games, bro.
But not the Arkham series.
Not the Arkham series. That's Batman's only win. Spider-Man has had good games since like the 2000s. He's had a few duds here and there, but Spider-Man have been consistently good.
Spider-Man
Separation, this is probably before your time, but Separation Anxiety is an amazing game.
Yeah, and that was on the Sega Genesis and the Nintendo. Not almost at the 64, the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, and then there was Spider-Man PS1. That was good. That pushed the hardware, mind you. And let's not forget Spider-Man 2.
That's what I was saying. I bet Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man was good too.
Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man was a good one. And that was on
Web of Shadows. There could be an argument made that Web of Shadows was okay.
Yeah, Web of Shadows was good, just bad voice dialogue. Like it was an adult Peter Parker who sounded like he was 12. MJ.
Get off me.
I remember being a kid playing Spider-Man 2 for the first time, and we get to experience world building and free roam and being able to go all over the place without it having to be contained to this one area. I know, popular opinion, Spider-Man 2 still gets praised to this day.
Yeah, you're talking about the one that was based off the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that on.
But don't forget the Amazing Spider-Man game that was garbage.
We don't talk about those 2 games. We don't talk about the Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2.
They got 2?
Yeah, 2 movies.
I don't think any video game that was based on a movie has been good since
that isn't true.
The Spider-Man Tobey Maguire games are good.
Yeah, no, there's another one though. What the Wolverine game?
No, I said since Spider-Man 2. Which one after Spider-Man 2?
That came after.
X-Men Origins Wolverine. That's the
that was actually good.
What
about the Wanted game? Wasn't that good?
But you got to remember that game is based off the movie. It's nothing like the comic. So yeah, the bullet curving is cool and all, but that's about it.
Oh, so it wasn't good.
I've never heard anyone talk about the X-Men Origins movie. I mean the game.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a good game. The game's
good. The game is what the movie should have been. Just bloody hack and slash all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know that movie produced a game.
Yeah.
And I guess you can the forthcoming Avatar, Skies of Pandora, whatever it's called, that might be good.
It might be. We'll see.
So who do you like?
I don't know. I remember.
Oh, my bad. Go on.
No, I was joking about a big jab at him because he doubted James Cameron before.
Oh God! we're not doing this. But yeah, go ahead, Chris.
No, I was just gonna ask who you like more, Static or Miles?
Static, man.
Why?
First black kid superhero I had growing up.
Just because you first don't mean you better. Why? That's it.
Okay, and I like the fact that Virgil uses his brain for every damn thing. I was hoping I had a Static comic around here, but I guess oh wait.
You don't gotta grab a comic. Just tell us what your reasons are.
Static Shadows of Dakota.
That's the one by Nicholas.
Yeah, I would love to get Nicholas on this podcast, man, because like I was telling Samir that he did the cover for the Black Panther soundtrack, and I love his art. I share it when I can. Like I see that he has his up and downs on certain days. Like I'll like shoot him a tweet on Twitter because he was being very critical of his co-writing on like issue 4 that just came out this past Tuesday. And I was like, look, man, so far every issue has been good. You just keep doing the good work, and we're gonna be right by you, no matter what. And like he's even getting ready to work in anime.
Yeah, I follow him. He reposted one of my memes that I made, but I've never talked to him before. But yeah, he seems like a cool guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the the person in me, just I like to have those discussion debates, so that's why I wanted to ask that.
Yeah, but yeah. If I had to like do a tier of like my top 5 black superheroes, it would be Static, Miles, Sam Wilson.
I've always thought Sam Wilson was kind of boring.
I would probably put.
That's because they haven't. That's because the most interesting thing they did to him was make him Captain America. They never built him up they never invested.
Oh, I'm talking about his comic book counterpart. Even after his long history as a character,
it's the same shit.
I find him boring.
Sam. The only cool thing about Sam in the comics is he talks to birds.
But Falcon could be an interesting character though if they, gave him something to work with.
Yeah.
Like I don't even think most of the best superheroes, writing wise, storytelling wise, have great villains. He doesn't have a villain.
He really doesn't. He's always been Captain America's sidekick. You know what? Let me revise my list. Static, Miles, T'Challa, Falcon, Bishop. No, take off Bishop. Steel. John Henry Irons.
Damn, you saw overlook Storm, huh?
Sorry.
So what about you, Samir? You was riding with Miles over
Black Black. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, definitely Storm. Number 1, Queen. Gotta go with her. I gotta think. Let's see. And then beyond that, I really do like Miles. I think he is really interesting. So I might put him at 3.
And who the hell's in number 2?
No, she's not black though.
But Samir, you choosing Miles over Static though?
What was that?
Miles or Static?
You choosing Miles over Static?
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't read that much of Static, and I only have most of my connections from the cartoon show. And that shit was corny as hell, so I'm gonna pick that.
What? You thought the cartoon was corny?
Okay. Yeah, I was ready to get into that. So we get into that. So I recently rewatched everything DC related on Max because it's not HBO Max anymore. He hated. Okay, so Samir's logic for Static being corny is he thinks every episode is an after school special when there's only like 3 episodes. There's probably like 1 every season.
The show's good. No, you're misquoting me. The show is good.
Well, hold on. I was going to say the show does have a lot of gang-related content because of the Bang Babies, and there was already gangs before they became superpowers. And Dakota, has gang activity because that's why they made Blood Syndicate. Yeah. So there is. I mean, I see your point as far as the after school.
Well, he's talking about like Richie's racist dad and
teenager. So there was a lesson in every single episode.
Yeah,
it was. I think that's on purpose, though. I think they wanted to have social commentary and a certain level of conscious within the show.
Okay, I got my list. All right, so we got Storm, Jon Stewart. We're gonna bump Miles down to 4. Monica Rambeau 3.
Damn, I forgot.
And then we doing 5.
Stewart. Yeah, 5.
And I really don't think I have a 5.
Dr. Voodoo.
Hell no.
You don't got a 5th?
I do really like Thunder, but is she 5? Nah, she's not 5. She don't exist anymore.
She does exist. Oh wait, no, she doesn't.
Yeah. Is that Black Lightning's daughter?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't
she-
exist
yeah,
in the
she-
comics anymore.
She retconned.
Yeah, I never watched the show. Was it good?
It was good.
Volantiverse.
I like as
Samir's
far as the Arrowverse. I just watched Flash, Green Arrow, and Legends.
they're all on the shelf. I watched them all, even Superman and Lois. What, man? Superman and Lois is good. But Chris, what are your top 5 black superheroes?
Damn, and okay, this is in no particular order. Static,
Okay.
Miles, Storm, John Stewart. Number five.
So it's that last spot that's tricky.
You know, it's funny because no one said Spawn. It was like F that nigga.
Oh, dang.
Basically.
Dang, that's hard. Oh, no, can't include him because I don't really
Who
know
that?
him like that. I was about to say Jace Fox, but I don't know him.
I mean, no one really knows Jace Fox. He's kind of a pre-existing character who got
Yeah,
turned into
that's what I'm saying. I don't know that man. He's not Bruce. God dang, I can't. I'm mad right now. Nah, I can't think of number 5. Oh,
T'Challa?
Black Panther. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty much. Oh, okay. So it's like I said, I ain't trying to take over your show or none.
Nah, you cool.
Two more. I guess meme because these are memes that I've made, and I like to ask other Blerds this.
Okay.
Just in the MCU, who will win in a fight? These are not MCU. I mean movies.
Okay.
Based off of the movies, who will win in a fight? Chris Evans, Captain America, or Wesley Snipes, Blade?
Captain America.
Yeah, that shield is overpowered. Do they have the tools?
Does Blade have a sword and does Cap have a
Hold
shield?
on. So we can do either one with their weapons. Who do you think will win?
Cap.
What? I think Cap's gonna win regardless.
Yeah,
Okay.
Blade is underpowered. Yeah.
Without the weapons?
Still, Cap. Chris Evans. Sorry.
No,
Wesley.
it's a lot more. Okay, so that it's a lot more equal that way. Damn, you know they didn't really clearly define his powers at all, did they?
No, they
I'm trying to
didn't.
think.
That's why I'm saying
They did.
Cap.
Yeah, you have to say Cap. We know what he can do.
I mean,
we don't
we
know
s-
what Blade can do.
We saw this dude bicep curl a helicopter.
What we didn't see. Okay, so that's the thing. Here's the problem with the Blade movies. All right, they're janky as hell. So the first, no. Blade 2. I remember that because the guy he fought was whooping his ass. Dude was running around the building. He broke stone, and Blade still went hand to hand with him. So you know what? Let's give him some credit. All right, hand to hand, he might have Cap.
Yeah, but that was a vampire. That wasn't a super soldier.
Nah, but that vampire was strong.
Hold on, vampires being a vampire and being a super soldier isn't that far off. Like you're both.
Depending on what you're talking about. Now in the Marvel comics, immediately if you're a vampire, you're already stronger, hands down. Now in the movie, it's a little undefined, but that second movie when he fought those weird hybrids, that dude was stronger than Captain America, based on what he was doing. So I would have to put either equal to peak human or a little bit above.
I might have to rewatch Blade 2 and
Yeah, rewatch Blade because that's when they actually kind of pulled out his powers a little more because they had more budget. Yeah. Blade 2 is legit, and then they shit the bed with Blade 3. Blade 3 was awful.
Are you saying it could, if with no weapons, it could go either way?
No weapons, Blade. No weapons, Blade. I'm gonna say that. No weapons, Blade. Also, Blade could just bite him. You forget that.
Blade ain't gonna bite nobody unless he
could.
Blood. He could.
He could. Actually, hey, question: Does the super soldier serum transfer through blood? It did that one time.
It did, yeah. Eli, remember?
Yeah. So wouldn't it work the other way?
Bro, I don't think we're gonna get a super soldier vampire.
That'd be dope. Listen, I'm gonna say Blade without powers, hands down. Yeah, actually, I'm retroactively unlocking memories because I remember that shitty series. But the third movie, when he fought Dracula, awful movie. I can't stress this enough. When he fought Dracula, that final fight, they did go over the top with the abilities. So, again, Blade has proven time and time again he can only take damage. He can recover faster, all right? he also can dish it out. So yeah, he's gonna win without hand to hand.
So are you saying even with the sword he wouldn't be good enough to
No, that shield is overpowered. Vibranium is an overpowered, nonsensical material, and it makes everyone overpowered. Dude, Spider-Man with that shield can beat anybody.
All right, so
he can. Miles, dude, when Miles beat Blackheart, he had no business beating Blackheart. With that shield, Miles rolled on the screen. He was fresh. He was a green superhero. With that shield, he scooped it up and beat a demon from hell. He had no business beating.
He did.
That shield is overpowered. It dissipates and absorbs impact.
So just movies and TV show. So the Netflix Kingpin versus Dark Knight Rises Bane. Who will win?
Oh, Netflix Kingpin, I guess.
Kingpin.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. No, because Kingpin is an idiot. When he realizes that's a breathing apparatus, he's gonna rip it off. That's the problem. He's an asthmatic. That breathing apparatus goes down, he can't fight. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's why I don't really.
That guy, he's literally he's handicapped.
Yeah, you take that mask out, he's just gonna be on the ground, about to die.
All right. So speaking of Bane, I wasn't even gonna ask this at first. Which fight scene was better, Bane versus Batman in the movie, or Bucky and Cap fighting Tony?
Anything.
Bucky and Cap fighting Tony.
The problem with the Nolan verse of his movies, the overall movie is cool, but as a superhero movie, it's rather boring and stale. It's like bargain bin. Yeah, it's like superhero movies for people who can't take all the action back to back. It might be too much for them.
He purposely kind of kept it real grounded.
Yeah, and that's the problem. It's like, why? Why do you want to ground superheroes? That makes no sense. That's like saying, oh, I like hot dogs, but I don't like the meat. Can you change the bun and put like lettuce in there, and then maybe put some You don't want a hot dog, basically. That's what you're telling me. You want a crime drama.
Yeah, as I got older, because Batman Begins came out when I was 20. 2005. I wasn't really reading Batman comics. I got into them later. So like when I got to like the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises, I realized like, yo, he basically made the Joker another Batman villain. We've said this on this podcast multiple times before. There's an actual villain in the comics named Anarchy, who is basically that version of the Joker. Okay. And obviously we know about Bane and the Venom. Where the fuck the Venom at, Nolan? I mean, that's why I don't really rock with Christopher Nolan nowadays. It's like I ain't watching Oppenheimer.
I'm not holding a grudge against him.
I am.
He had a vision. He came out and did it. Whatever. I just don't like the idea that that's the best Batman movie we ever had. It's not
the Batman.
They're great movies. I mean, these movies are superb. They're just shitty superhero movies.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just as a fan, you know.
Bernard and I will die on this hill together. Yeah. We do not stand those movies.
Yeah.
Well, and don't get me started. The Batman.
Trilogy? Yeah, the whole trilogy. Yeah. And don't get me started on Todd Phillips' Joker. Don't get me started on that movie.
We ain't going there. We ain't even got enough time for all that.
Did y'all like Robert Pattinson?
I liked him more.
I
got notes about that movie too. So that wingsuit, essentially. You could buy it on Amazon for like $1,200. I don't like that they made these tools so easy to obtain. Why can't I buy a Batman's wingsuit on Amazon for $1,200? That's how much a wingsuit costs.
Samir, he was just starting out. Remember, it was like only year 2.
He's still a millionaire. Where the money at? Why he buying Amazon shit?
Samir,
did y'all like Snyder Cut?
Okay, so
it was too long. It was good, but it was 4 hours.
It was entertaining, and we have since also been very disillusioned to Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder doesn't good at his job. He doesn't write pre-existing superhero movies all that well, to be honest. And he has way more losses than he does successes in terms of filmmaking at all.
Yeah, I actually have the clip ready to go. I just didn't upload it yet. So I don't know if you heard, but Zack Snyder did a comic convention. Well, not a convention. Not a comic convention. He did a convention, a 3-day convention where he showed Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and the Snyder Cut. So he wanted to make Superman's ship not blow up at the end of Man of Steel, right? And he wanted to make like all the Greek gods Kryptonian. So like Zeus, Apollo, and all them, they be Kryptonian. It's like, what sense does that make?
Yeah, I also didn't care for the whole Batman gets Lois Lane pregnant storyline either. I know you heard about that.
Oh yeah, that was one of them. Yeah, we didn't talk about that one. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah. Anyways, we should get into the review.
Yeah, because we're almost 2 hours. But yeah, so for the listeners, I am getting ready to review Fast X or Fast 10, whatever you want to call it. It don't matter at this point. If you haven't seen it yet and you don't want to get spoiled, come back next week and we'll see you then. So Fast X is directed by Louis Leterrier, who a lot of people know for directing The Incredible Hulk. I believe he also did, he did the first 2 Transporters, Clash of the Titans, Now You See Me. And obviously the movie stars Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez. Basically everybody and their mama from every single Fast and Furious movie except for Bow Wow and Lucas Black. And what's the name of the dude who played Jason Statham's brother? Luke Evans? No, not
Luke Evans. Yeah,
Luke Evans. So they're the only ones who aren't back. So basically, this movie is, I don't know how to put it. Okay, so for starters, you have to go into the Fast and Furious movies with some, you have to detach your ability. I mean, your
but how much? Here's the issue. I don't mind doing that, but you gotta have a scale. Yeah. Okay. Again, if the gold standard is Fast 5, where you didn't have to completely disconnect your brain to enjoy it,
you kind of got to disconnect your brain at Fast 5. Them towing a bank vault with
no, you don't. Supers. That's fine. You can do that. Go ahead. Here's the thing. It's like, again, I have to. If you look at the Fast series, Fast 5 and back, that the entirety of that film series is genius. All right, the fact that they started off as simple street racers and then moving into this weird police intrigue phase.
Black Ops.
And then going into freaking Tokyo for some reason. They're coming back for this undercover mission involving the FBI, which is weird. And then ending up in Brazil doing a bank heist. That I'm all for that. Go ahead. And then, don't get me started with Fast 6. Great. Love it. Awesome. Especially how the Fast 6 ended fire. Oh my God, Fast 6 was good. How that ended came in. Dude, that was so good.
End again. I haven't watched them in forever.
It ended with Giselle Gal Gadot's character dying. Remember that?
Yeah.
Dude, we were there. Y'all remember that? We were there at that scene.
Okay.
That was fire.
Okay.
Okay.
So not really a lot to say about this movie, but spoiler alert, somehow Giselle's alive.
Well, why she found?
You know what? They didn't give an explanation as how Han came back.
No, they did. They did in 9.
They did. It was stupid. It was dumb.
It was dumb.
It was dumb. Bro,
like,
they were going.
I still don't understand it.
He crashed. John Cena swapped out the body with a fake one. Is like John Cena died saving. John Cena.
You mean Jason Statham?
No, I'm talking about. I'm back to 10. John Cena's now dead. He so basically like
hold on. That's how they brought Han back in Fast 9.
No, I'm talking about 10. He dies in 10. John Cena's character dies in 10.
Oh no! I said Han. Remember Han, the Korean Han?
Yeah. They swapped out his body with like a dummy or something like that.
All right, hang on. Pause, y'all. So the average jetliner, those jumbo jets, when they're on the tarmac getting ready to take off, they go about 200 miles plus. She hit the pavement after that.
Yeah, she turned into street pizza. It's like,
she would be hamburger meat, like gone, like 240 to 285 kilometers per hour. That's how fast those things go to get off the ground. All right, and she fell off one, and she's okay. Did they show you? Did they show it?
No, so basically,
I gotta see an explanation. Okay,
so basically, that's going to be 11. So
with that being said, I'm glad Gal Gadot's back in it because she's done with all the superhero stuff. I'm glad she's like doing other stuff now. Yeah. Hopefully, she's learned how to act better too. Like she got kind of a one hit pony thing going.
Yeah, but So yeah, Jason Momoa's character is the son of the guy who had the vault in 5.
Yeah, that they show that in the trailer.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah, so he's obviously been planning revenge for the past decade because this took place in 2021 and 5 took place in 2011. He actually goes and almost kills Cypher, takes her equipment, and basically like starts ruining their lives. He set up Dom and the team to be terrorists. Like they allegedly blew up the Vatican or attempted to. And everyone's pretty much on the run. Dom is by himself. Rome, Tej, and Ramsey are all together. And Rome was leading this mission. So everyone's kind of blaming him. Pete Davidson makes a cameo, like when they get to London. And then like they meet up with Deckard Shaw and try to figure out, because they all have a fail-safe plan to meet back up in Rome. And Brie Larson's character is Mr. Nobody's daughter. And the organization is now being run by...
Wait, whose daughter? Brie Larson?
Kurt Russell. Mr. Nobody.
Oh, that's how they tied her in.
Yeah.
Did Vanessa Kirby come back?
No, Vanessa Kirby did not come back.
Dang, she could have had her in there. She's so hot.
Maybe she'll be in 11. But Alan Ritchson, whose character's name is Ames, who was originally... they wanted Keanu Reeves to play. He's actually running the agency now because now Mr. Nobody is nowhere to be found. And he's like trying to catch Dom while Brie Larson is trying to help him. So she takes God's eye so they can't, access all the cameras in the world. And it just becomes a whole befuddled mess. And bro, it's like certain parts of the movie, it was good up until a certain part. And that part was like towards the end, where you find out that Elena had a sister this whole fucking time.
Why does that matter?
Because they're in Brazil and she's racing, and Jason Momoa's character Dante is there as well, and he puts a bomb on her car and his other friend's car. I think his name was Diego, who was in 5, the little skinny dude who was racing. Diego's dead, so he made him choose like who's gonna live. And, yeah,
it's funny because Diego had like 2 lines and he showed up twice.
Yeah,
and we're supposed to care when he dies.
Yeah, they blew him the fuck up. But yeah, so everybody eventually meets up in Rio. Rome and the guys are in a plane heading to Dom after, like I said, John Cena's character basically kills himself trying to help Dom. And you see a missile hit the plane. The plane crashes. Obviously, you don't see anybody die. But you find out that Ames has been in Jason Momoa's character's pocket this entire time. And he's like, Jason Momoa's like, yeah, I took your family, I took your money. And he's like, yeah, the only thing one thing you should have took was my car. Drives off a dam because two Mack trucks are coming at him. Him and his son somehow survived driving off of a dam. Car is basically totaled at this point. There are bombs all over the dam. He blows them. Fades to black, and that's where you get the scene where Cypher and Letty, because they were in prison together, and that's when you find out that Gal Gadot is alive on this fucking submarine. And then the mid-credit scene, Hobbs is back. The Rock is back, despite calling Vin Diesel a candy ass, and
he can't go nowhere. Yeah, he can't go nowhere. He shut the bed.
But yeah, so that's how it ended. But when I saw Gal Gadot, I literally yelled in the theater, I fucking quit. I'm done. I'm fucking done.
Oh, like, now you done. Now you done.
Look. I honestly say I'm done, but I'm not done because I still need to see how this ends. But yeah, I was like, oh my God. Like the fact that this motherfucker drove off a bridge with 2 helicopters attached to him and somehow pulled a 360 on the road and detached the helicopters. It's like I said, towards the end, like, you gotta like leave your sense of realism at the door.
Look, like I said, I'm a guy who likes superheroes, so realism isn't a problem for me. But it has to make sense within your own universe, and they consistently write their own rules. They rewrite their own rules constantly.
Yeah.
It's like, so at this point, can a 140-pound woman survive hitting the tarmac at north of 200? Come on, man.
Yeah. And I just got to say, Michelle Rodriguez, shut the hell up, because she was at the premiere.
Oh, don't get me started on her.
She was at the premiere talking about, yo, I'm sick and tired of all these Marvel movies.
You go. How many Marvel movies can you make?
I know.
Like, come on, guys. At some point, we got to get innovative with this.
Okay, if I see that.
You've been doing Fast and Furious movies for 25 years.
Y'all got 10 movies. Yeah, and in the next, y'all got 3 parts to y'all last movie. Don't get me started on that, man.
Yeah.
Nah.
So,
nah, yeah. Girl, bye.
But yeah, I was just like, I saw that and I'm like, you've been doing these movies since like 2000. It's like, let go. I mean, you were in all of them except what, 2? Because I'm not counting Hobbs and Shaw. So she wasn't in Too Fast, Too Furious, and no, because she was in
Tokyo Drift.
Oh yeah, Tokyo Drift. Okay. So yeah, it's just like, stop it. But yeah, so I give this a 4 out of 10.
Jeez.
Just because of the goddamn, like, just some of the shit that happened. It's like, bro, John Cena was able to sneak like a mini drone on a plane that him and little Brian were able to like drop out of in a plane, in a commercial plane, not like they like had like a private plane or anything. It's I'm done. I'm not done, but I'm done. But yeah, so that was it. I mean, there's really no way to scale the highs and lows of this film. I was just like, plus you made Justin Lin quit Vin Diesel because you doing what you want to do. And he's like, yo, this ain't worth my mental health. So he quit, but he's still an executive producer on the film.
Yeah, so yeah, make that money, but yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. Chris, you got anything to say about that janky ass?
I mean, about Fast and Furious? Nah, I ain't seen it yet, so like I can't comment. And like you said, you got to leave your, I guess, realism at the door, and that's how I am when it comes to that franchise. I'm not expecting them to do any street racing, so
yeah, literally one race in the whole movie, and one person gets blown up.
Yeah, I'm already, because I watched Hobbs and Shaw too, so I already know what type of time they're going to be on moving forward.
Yeah. Just let Idris Elba come back, Black Superman.
Oh, God. Don't get started on that.
Yeah. But, guys, I think we are going to call it a wrap.
Hey, all right, before y'all go, can I ask
sure.
three more fan questions?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
All right. Do y'all watch anime?
I'll dabble in and out. Samir's more the anime guy. He watches everything.
Yeah.
Did y'all watch Dragon Ball Z?
Yes.
I am not a fan of Akira Toriyama, but go on.
Is that a yes or no? Did you watch it or not?
I watched it, but I'm not a fan of Akira Toriyama. But yeah, go on. What was your question?
Okay. Who had the which moment was cooler? Goku going Super Saiyan for the first time, or Trunks' first appearance?
Neither for me, honestly. It's when
I mean, if you're asking if I had to choose one, oh yeah, I mean, that's cool. But if you're asking me between the two of them, if I had to guess, I suppose it would be maybe Trunks, but only because Goku going Super Saiyan was ruined for me because I saw it before I saw the episode, and then I went back and watched that whole saga, and yeah, so it might be Trunks first. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the question: what is the first appearance of Trunks? Is it when he goes back in time, or is it the movie?
When he goes back in time.
Okay, so if I had to choose between those two, when he goes back in time and fucks up King Cold and Frieza. So yeah. But my overall Dragon Ball Z favorite moment is when Cell steps on 16's head and he loses it, and he finally gets the strength to fucking kill Cell with a broken arm.
Yeah, I think I might redo it and add that one. I didn't add that one. I just did. I feel like I remember at the time, like Trunks was this like cool character that everyone loved when he first came
never
out.
go wrong with somebody with a sword, unless it's Blade.
Like
he's not wrong.
Everybody loved Trunks, but Trunks really didn't live up to his hype.
No, he didn't.
I mean, again, Akira Toriyama is, in my opinion, isn't that good at writing, so. That's why
I think he is for Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball Z is kind of like
Super,
the Fast and Furious of anime, where you really don't need much great storytelling when you have transformations, power ups,
No,
and
he was writing a bunch of stuff. He was right. He had various characters, different motivations all through Dragon Ball, and it was simple, but it still worked. And then he intended to
Dragon
end
Ball
it
Z is not
there.
that.
Right? No, he intended to end it there, but it kept snowballing, and he had to keep making more. So that's what happened. It's not like okay. So if I compare it to say someone who like Eiichiro Oda, who's doing One Piece, he wants it to be that long, so that's why it's still good. That's why it keeps going higher. But it's still good. It's maintaining a certain level of quality. You can't say the same, in my opinion, to Dragon Ball.
Nah, and I think storytelling wise and character development and all those things, I think that became irrelevant once he realized, oh, this is what people like. I'm gonna just focus on this because I'm a little kid. I'm not as a kid, as a child. No, I do not care about character development and
I do. I'm very
as a little kid.
Like for
me, when I was watching Toonami, I could get into Dragon Ball Z as far as the storyline a lot easier than I can get into Gundam Wing. And Gundam Wing is
Gundam Wing was.
Not
but again, I was watching Gundam Wing. I was 14 watching Gundam Wing, so
that's not a surface level anime. There's many layers to that type of storytelling versus a Dragon Ball Z or a Pokemon.
Yeah,
I would say that as an adult, I heavily criticize any author that cannot make female characters good. All right, and Kari Toriyama is one of those. So is Masashi Kishimoto. All right, most of the female characters in Naruto are not well developed, and they just fell off.
I mean, there's not too many great shonen protagonists. Shonen. Most shonen anime are strictly geared towards male.
I can name quite a few that can write female characters very well.
No. But can you name shows?
Yeah, Black Clover is one. The female characters in that are pretty good.
Are they better than Asta?
Well, and better in what way? In terms of how their arc is going?
Asuka and I'm saying to the extent of like Sakura was never better / more interesting.
They didn't have to make her stronger than them. They had to make her just as interesting.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the problem. And yes, and in the case of Black Clover, yeah, a lot of the female characters in that series are just as interesting as the two leads.
Who?
Well, Noelle for one. After you get past her whole shtick, she actually is a great character. I stand Mirolona Vermilion. She's dope.
She's the coolest one. I think
Charmy. Charmy is waifu material, low key. She's the one that's always eating.
I don't remember her.
The short one.
Oh yeah,
the short one that's always eating. Like, how far did you get? How far did you get?
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, how far did you get?
Well, see, when it comes to anime, I'm dubbed only, so I don't watch subs.
No, the dub is far. So how far did you get with the dub?
The last one I saw was when Asta fought the demon dude, and he took Yami back to his lair, and that was it.
Okay, so then you saw the wolf in sheep's clothing, essentially.
What you mean?
Like, Charmy's magic is she makes a bunch of sheep and they do stuff for her, like they fight and things like that.
I only watched
she unlocks.
They brought Black Clover back for like 2 years, so I vaguely remember.
Oh, you got to get you a Crunchyroll account, man. That's where it's at.
Oh no, I got one. I usually don't rewatch full sagas or seasons of shows. I might watch my favorite scenes, but I don't rewatch the whole thing again. Like, once I watch it, I usually put it down. Unless there's a fight scene I really liked.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, Black Clover's dope. I would argue Black Clover, at the very least, the author can do female characters a lot better than, a lot of other shonen contemporaries. Also, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood and the manga that it's based on.
It's on the show.
Yeah, that is also a great series. All the characters are good.
As far as I'm gonna be honest, like, as far as female anime characters, the ones I like are usually like the girls from Akame Ga Kill, Kill la Kill.
That's also another good series. The point is, there's no reason to not be able to write half the demographic incorrectly. All right, I think you're just a shitty writer at that point.
But as far as like Bulma, Sakura, Nami, Rukia, Orihime, Botan.
Oh, actually no, Bleach. Okay, so God, why am I forgetting this guy's name? Kudo Takei. Right, there you go. Yeah, he can write female characters pretty well as well, actually. All
Yeah, I'm
those
not saying
characters.
that. I'm just saying I've never found any of those characters as interesting as the leads
I
or
beg
some
to
of them.
differ. Like, okay, even the side characters that didn't get much screen time. Captain Unohana, for instance, when she's the real Kenpachi, like that
That,
came out.
okay,
That was dope.
okay,
All
but
right, Rukia's
in
whole
the
arc was
beginning,
great. I don't know. I can go on and
no,
on.
no, no,
Bleach
that
has a lot
yeah,
of good characters.
the Save Rukia arc I thought was dope, but as far as like
Yeah.
Rukia as a character, like nah, I didn't think she was as interesting as Ichigo was.
Again, later on, her arc game was full circle, and she became more interesting as the series went on. All right, so I definitely would. I need to get back into Bleach. They wrapped up, and then I need to see the 100-year war.
Oh, you never read it or
I have.
watched it?
I read. I watched. I read the series when it first came out, and it ended. But now they came back last year and they released it, and that's when it was. They finished off the series and gave it a good ending that it deserved.
Did
So
y'all
I need to go back
watch?
and watch that.
Did y'all watch Hunter x Hunter?
I'm not a big fan of Hunter x Hunter actually.
Oh, you didn't watch it, Bernard?
No, see, the issue is I'm old, so I usually come home and go to sleep or try to play PlayStation or something like that. And even then, I don't have enough time. Like
I'm not old.
I got Breath of the Wild like 2 weeks ago. I probably only played like 2 hours of it. I mean, not Breath of
All
the
right.
Wild.
Well,
Tears of the Kingdom.
I'll make this the last one then.
No, you can actually your other two.
Who has stronger plot armor, Goku or Batman?
Batman, because everybody think Batman can beat anybody with enough fucking prep time, and I'm sick and tired of it.
That is true.
What was that prep time when Bane broke his back?
Yeah. Anyways, I would have to agree. Batman's plot armor is pretty high. Goku has died a couple times. So that
I was gonna say Goku's died what?
He
Twice?
can't lose. Yeah, he can't lose. Because the I'm trying to think of that. What was the? It's Dragon Ball Super. What was the name of that tournament in the universe? The universe.
I think it was the Universal Tournament.
Whatever. Point is, yeah, Universe Zero, whatever you call it. Yeah, he lost. They didn't actually win that, did they? They lost that, didn't they?
No, they won.
The one with 17 won?
Oh yeah, they won. They won. Yeah, but the whole point is the whole time they were fighting, Jiren was giving them hands.
Yeah, he was. So yeah, I'm gonna explain to you how wonky Batman's plot armor is. So no, dead ass. So Batman created a robot. This is the arc that's out on paperback now. It's called Failsafe. It's written by Chip Zdarsky and it's drawn by Jorge Jimenez. So Batman made this robot as a failsafe. So like if he ever lost his mind and just like kill somebody dressed as Batman, I think tried to kill the Penguin or killed the Penguin or something like that. Anyway, Penguin faked his death. So the robot gets activated. The robot literally is basically like Batman's freaking Tower of Babel. So perfect example, Justice League Doom. You saw that movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically that robot has all those same protocols. So it can take out Superman and every other hero who tries to invade Gotham. It took out Robin, Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirls, everybody to get to Bruce. Bruce went up to the Watchtower to try to stop this thing. Like he blew up the Watchtower to try to stop it. Bruce took an oxygen tank that was floating in space, used that to kind of drift back towards Earth, somehow used his cape to resist the heat from re-entry into Earth. The mask that he had broke. He used his trunks and zipped them to his face, hit the Earth, and is somehow still able to walk.
Listen. It has been confirmed
He fell from
that
space. No suit, no special suit or nothing. And he hit the ground. Like he was able to kind of use his cape to save his fall. But come on, man. The nigga fell from space.
It has been confirmed that the cape can be used as a bomb blanket to stop heat and concussive force.
I'm pretty sure a bomb isn't as hot as the fucking atmosphere of the planet.
So the Batman with prep time debate bothers y'all more than the can he beat Goku? But can he beat Goku
definitely.
debate?
Goku's been proven he can be beaten. All right. Okay, the internet can use man as they want to, but it's already been proven that Superman can give them hands. All All right, just deal with it. All right.
Yeah, because Wizard Magazine actually did a who could win, Goku or Superman. I don't remember who the winner was because that was like 20
Well,
years
I remember
ago.
Death Battle did it, and it was Superman won twice.
They still mad about that. They still mad.
The one that made me upset was the Akuma versus Shao Kahn. I didn't like the way they.
I
didn't
don't
like the
remember
way
that
they
one.
did it. Yeah, it is. There's one up there. That's a Death Battle.
Did
with
you
Akuma
want?
versus-
Did you want Shao Kahn to win?
He won.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, I love Street Fighter. I love Capcom.
Well, Shao Kahn's pretty strong.
Yeah, but he stopped the that last attack that he does. I forget the name of it. The when he grabs you and then just boom, 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 and then he's just
Yeah, the Satsui. What? Oh crap! Now I'm trying to figure out what that's called. Now you're gonna drive me crazy.
I know the whole thing is the Satsui no Hado. That's like his style. But I don't.
Okay, so a shuttle's surface reaches temperatures up to 1,477 Celsius.
Yeah, that cape ain't gonna hold up against that.
That's 2,691 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that cape ain't gonna hold up against that. But I stopped watching Death Battle when they did like Darkseid versus Thanos because I'm like, yeah, this ain't comic accurate because Darkseid would win. Thanos would only.
Thanos isn't. It's not a. Yeah, it's not a 1-to-1 scale with that. He got. I mean, he's strong, but
Darkseid.
Well,
Darkseid is strong.
Darkseid, no, definitely Darkseid. Definitely Darkseid. I'm just trying. I've seen him. I've seen Thanos without the gauntlet hand the Avengers their head on a platter. Like, you remember the last time? I mean, the precursor to Civil War II. Like, they had problems with him.
Yeah, but that was really only written for that reason.
And okay, I'm not thinking about. You're right. The writing on that was so wonky.
Yeah, that's an editorial decision because I know you're still mad about them putting She-Hulk in a coma.
Bruh, I've seen her fight Wendigo, get her insides torn out, pick them up, and be like, okay, I'm good. Like, what? You can't put a Hulk in a coma. Yeah. At worst, you'll just knock them out of their transformation.
So, okay, who do y'all think is more dangerous with prep time? Dr. Doom or Batman?
Dr. Doom.
Doom has a time machine. Hell, Doom could be the guy who goes back and creates Batman.
No, screw that. Doom is running for Sorcerer Supreme. If Steven drops it or Clea, whoever has it right now, doesn't have the Eye of Agamotto, he is a front runner for the Eye of Agamotto. That's how good he is at magic. Yeah. And then the science. All right? The cool thing I like about the Marvel Universe is anyone who's good at science can be equally good at magic.
Yeah. I think the only person who we haven't seen use magic who's a genius would be probably Moon Girl and Reed Richards.
Yeah, because Reed is like, nah.
Tony Stark even used it in
Yeah, it's all math.
What's the shit? You know what I'm thinking about. Asgardians, everybody got cool Asgardian weapons.
Oh, the black
no,
the
not
black
the
vortex.
Black, no, not the black vortex. That was a mist. That was a magical mirror. Sin was in it. We talked.
Fear itself.
Yes, thank you. Fear itself. Yeah, but yeah, man. I mean,
oh, so y'all riding with Doom? Does that answer come with Batman bias?
No, it's not bias. It's magic. Batman does not have any defense against magic. Yeah. Hands down. Stop. Full stop.
Yeah, Doom.
If you got someone who has
fucks him up with a little bit of magic, and he somehow gets away, then he's gonna go get some help from magic.
Has he had magical villains before? He's had supernatural villains.
Oh no, he has supernatural villains.
Is still under the umbrella of magic.
But DC doesn't have magic like that though. The way they use magic in the Marvel Universe is on a whole other level compared to DC.
Yeah.
Their magic is so low key for some reason.
Yeah, because the only magical people I can think of is Shazam, Zatanna,
Dr. Fate.
Right.
Yeah, Dr. Fate. But they're all good. Most of them besides
Black Adam.
Yeah.
Clarion,
most of them are good guys though. And Mitchell.
Did we say Zatara and Zatanna?
Yeah. Well, is he magic or is he just from a different dimension? I don't think he's magic.
I thought it was magic. Maybe not.
The fifth dimension might be magic. It's just so weird with the fifth dimension. Who knows?
Okay, so Who do y'all think is stronger, Kazuya or Liu Kang?
Kazuya who? Oh, Kazuya Mishima?
From Tekken?
Yeah, who will win in the fight?
Oh, easy. Kazuya Mishima.
Is that from Tekken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kazuya, hands down.
So
okay,
also,
so are we talking regular Liu Kang or are we talking Fire God Liu Kang?
I'm talking
no, regular.
No. I'm talking about what's consistent with the story. So right now he's a fire god. Even with that,
Oh,
Liu Kang.
No, don't count out Devil. Don't count out Devil.
Yeah, so I have to because one's a
don't
fire
count
god.
out Devil. Once you,
he's saying don't count out.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, don't count.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about where these characters are right now in the continuity.
I think that it would be a good. It would be. I'm not sure who would win, honestly.
Look, I'm not a big Tekken fan. I'm going with Liu Kang.
Right, I've seen before he went totally mad with power. You seen this man get shot. He was dropped into a volcano. All this didn't kill him, and now he's like, "Yo, I'm going to just go full tilt, double down on this devil power." No, they don't die.
Y'all watch Baki?
Jin got shot in the head. No, I don't really care for Baki.
I saw the original.
It's the art style.
You didn't like Baki?
I don't care for the art style and how they portray their. No, I don't really. Also, it's called Wrath of the Raging Demon. That's what it was.
Even the old one, because you know the before.
Okay, no. Hold on, pause. So the '90s OVA, I do enjoy that one, but the art style is vastly different.
Okay, but you know how strong. Y'all know how strong Yujiro is, right?
I am aware of the silly stuff they do in that show, but I'm not that privy to it. I don't watch it. So
it's been so long since I saw the original.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Anyway, we just passed 2 hours.
Yeah. All right, so I think we're gonna call it a wrap. Chris, thank you again for joining us.
Yeah.
No, thanks for having. All jokes.
It's been fun.
For having me, guys. I really appreciate y'all entertaining my, discussions and debate questions, and thanks for
anytime.
Having me. Yeah.
Definitely gotta call you. Definitely gotta have you back on.
Yeah, man. Anytime you want to nerd out, but yeah, just hit me up on the DM, and we'll.
Oh yeah, next time I'm gonna have some questions lined up for y'all.
Okay.
No problem.
All right. Yeah, man. Go ahead and dig into our nerd brains because I got pretty much all of Marvel and DC. Samir's the anime guy. And I got a few like indies here and there, like Spawn becoming God and basically redoing the whole world, get rid of violence and evil, but that kind of
and couldn't save his marriage because he beat his wife.
He forgot it, dude, and he didn't beat her. He pushed her, and I think she fell.
Nah, he punched her and forced an abortion. What is wrong with this man?
Did he punch her? I would
yes,
have to reread that.
It was bad. It's like he found out why she didn't want to be with him.
Yeah, he regressed it. But yeah, guys, so this is Bernard, aka the Scarlet Spider.
And this is Samir, the King in Black.
Blue Marvel. Y'all forgot to mention Blue Marvel in that top 5.
No, I like Adam Bashir.
No, Burnard was dope. He's just not in my top 5.
So the problem with him is I would love to have Kevin Grifo on here. He's not that old of a character. He's retroactively old. So he was made like maybe 10, 15 years ago at best.
Does American Chavez count as Afro-Cuban?
Yeah.
2008.
Afro-Latino?
2008? Okay, so yeah, I was kind of, about 15.
Yeah, does American Chavez count as Afro-Latino?
I don't know. I don't think so. I would have to look into that. But yeah, I like Adam the Blue Marvel, aka Adam Bashir. I would like to see more of the character. He's only been in besides his miniseries, which was his origin, he was on the Mighty Avengers team and the Ultimates, and he hasn't been used since. So, Mr. Kevin Grifo, if you are indeed watching or listening to this podcast, fingers crossed, please come on the pod and let us know why. Because, like I said, I like the character.
Yeah, but all right, yeah, that was my last one. I'm done. Yeah, I'll let y'all sign out. I didn't mean to interrupt y'all.
Nah, you good.
Yeah. Only thing I gotta say now is be sure to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend. Yes, Chris, I stole that from Bully and the Beast. And we will see you next week. Samir's going to review not the Lion King, god damn it. The Little Mermaid. And
I gotta watch it over the weekend.
Yeah, our good buddy Ryan J will be joining us as well. So we will see y'all next time. Peace. Samir, tell people.
All right, may the force be with you.
Oh, you're not doing Live Long and Prosper no more? You got that email from the Roddenberry estate saying they're gonna sue your ass?
No, I decided I've been playing a lot of Star Wars.
Okay, yeah. So see you guys.